If you're constantly battling low energy, cravings, weight control, watching your health slip away, listen up. There's a simple daily protocol they don't want you to know about that's helping people ditch their meds and reclaim their health. Up to 88% of Americans potentially suffer from some degree of insulin resistance. The Feel Great protocol is a simple two-step daily system designed to help your body work with you, not against you. Step 1. Unimate, a powerful yerba mate extract clinically shown to boost mood, increase mental clarity, and support fat burning. Step 2. A patented fiber matrix called Balance. Taken before meals, it helps regulate blood sugar, curb cravings, and support healthy insulin response. That's it. No crazy diets, no meds, just science-backed support your body actually understands. Feel Great is perfect for you if you have low energy, weight control, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, poor sleep, diabetes, snacking, sugar cravings, gut health, systemic inflammation. This isn't a trend, it's a transformation. Start today to reclaim your health with the Feel Great protocol.
I'm going to try to get out as much of this information and get it declassified as possible.
So you believe that they raided Mar-a-Lago because they were looking for this? They were looking for the intelligence community assessment, your report on Russia's influence campaign targeting the 2016 presidential election. That's why they raided Mar-a-Lago?
I believe it had to be one of the things that they were looking for. Because look, that report is pretty damning if people take the time to read it. It's 45 pages. It's spent. We had a dedicated team that spent nearly 2 years down at the CIA looking through this. It was blocked from getting out. And the reason that report is so important, right? That's, let's just dumb it down, simply put. We went through every single piece of intelligence that existed. And if anything, it was clear that if Putin was going to do anything, he probably wanted Hillary Clinton to win. But in fact, if you just apply a little common sense to it, the fact was that nobody around the world thought that President Trump was going to win in 2016. Same with Vladimir Putin. He didn't either. And so when you go through that, that was the intelligence. Every piece of intelligence that existed we went through it. It's in that report. And what do we know? After all this, after all, Trump and Russia and collusion, the two people that didn't collude? Trump and Russia.
Wow. Wowza, wowza, wowza. How is it going out there, my fellow world patriots? It is indeed Sunday, Fun Day Sunday, and it is May 10th, 2026. And Matrix, I don't know about you, dude, but for me, this timeline that we're living in here is flying like crazy. Just a few weeks ago, I'm like, oh, I got to do this stupid move on the 9th, and here we are on the 10th already. And as much as it was a lot of physical work the last few days, got it kind of all done and in the rear view. Now I get to relax maybe for a few days. But dude, time is absolutely flying for me. And I think, ever since you're at least back to your Obama, Dude 44 decode there, they've been highlighting Obama for quite some time. And to me, it looks like he's on deck, dude.
Yeah, it definitely does, and time is flying. I swear it feels like yesterday it was still cold outside, and it's about to be
Right.
summer out. So, yeah, 100%. And congrats on that little move situation, too, by the way, because that's a lot of work in a little bit of time, by the way.
Oh, I
But
appreciate it.
yeah, the Obama thing, yeah, they've been highlighting him, and I've been mentioning it, of course, on my side for what are we in now? May, so about 3 months, maybe, or 2 months or so, something in that range. They've been nonstop hitting Obama, Jeff Sessions, Loretta Lynch, and certain things, but Obama himself, especially with the Artemis mission on April 1st with Dude 44. Yeah, you're on point.
I'm having to, and dude, and this is a bad. I'm having to text somebody right now. So sorry. Happy Mother's Day, dude. This is how busy it's been for me. To a great mother. So happy Mother's Day out there. Is it today's Mother's Day? I guess, dude. This is how. Am I getting things right here? Because I see a lot of Mother's
Oh,
Day chat in the chat, and I'm
yeah,
like,
I didn't realize you didn't know. I was going to wait for that. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, including my mother, if she happens to be listening. So,
oh,
yeah,
awesome.
today is Mother's Day.
Well, happy Mother's Day out there to all of you wonderful mothers out there, and I hope you guys do have a wonderful day. And again, it's the time flying with this move, and then I got to relax and watch some UFC last night, dude. And the American won. He beat the Chechen Muslim guy, and I'll tell you what, dude, I was so excited, and I was snoring, absolutely snoring before I didn't get to even see the post-fight press conference, or excuse me, where he even sits with Joe Rogan in the ring and says, oh, great fight, or whatever they said. I have no idea what happened, but as soon as that fight was done, I was like, "Grr," and then I woke up and I'm looking around and my son's texting me. He's like, you slept on the couch last night? And I'm like, dude, I don't even remember falling asleep. So happy Mother's Day. The American beat the Chechen, and I am like, dude, you ever been so tired that you're not tired anymore? You're buzzing. That's what I've been for the last 3 days. So tired that my body just has this buzz to it because it's so
You're in
tired.
auto mode.
dude, yeah, it's super bad. But yeah, I see a lot of hellos out there. So Guyanon saying hello on my side. Chris Schaus is saying as well, time has sped up. I agree as well. So many. So we got some Susie Q in the chat. We got Bree in the house. We got Chris Schaus, Susie Q over here, Patriot Chick. I just mentioned Guyanon, Joan, H Wolf over here, K May 62. I'm just reading off the Rumble and the YouTube right now. I'll get over to Pilled after Matrix says hello to some people. D Tetzel. I'm just reading anybody. So if you're not chatting, you're not getting shouted out. Deb Q12. I think I said that. Red Wine Inspections. That's interesting. And My Love for Jesus are the folks that are chatting over on the Rumble and YouTube side of my thing. So if you want to say some hellos, and I'll pull up my Pilled as well.
Sure thing. Welcome in over here on the Rumble side to Ms. Page, MJ43074, Blee Stew, 5 Angel Wings, Layla's Nana, Madrich, Frog Dog 13, Snack Cakes 802, Garden of Heroes, G-Quick, Sabisk as well, and let's see, Garden of Heroes had great comments earlier, and yes, I do believe the military alliance above Trump. Yes, correct. Only one. Welcome and good to see you. The Jake is also here. Trace 1010, Stamp Dog just popped in the door. Welcome in, everybody. And by the way, everybody, please do smack that red pill, that thumbs up, or whatever that positive affirmation button is on your side. Maybe even share us on out. Get us back on those leaderboards.
Heck yeah. Dude, I'm over on my Pilled right now, and it's showing me a blank screen. So let me click on yours. Oh yeah, yours is coming up.
Yeah, so I just had an issue Pilled. I think during Tron's show when I was watching, they did a either an update or a refresh on the system, and it took a minute. Mine was doing that for the last 45 minutes or so, and mine's officially back up and rolling. So if anybody else is having those issues, I haven't seen anybody in chat say it, but my end has the same thing going on as you, or at least did for the last 45 minutes.
It's amazing. This is funny too, and I don't know if this is a comment to somebody or in response, so I don't want to bash anybody here. It said something about 2026 believing in the Q grift, Matrix. The Q grift. The grift.
Yeah, it's a grift, all right, especially with all these the proofs we get on the daily basis. It's a grift, all right, all for a LARP, baby.
Yeah, and the funniest part of it is, I would take exception to that if, like, if I truly didn't believe the things that I was reporting, then I would get maybe upset, maybe a little butthurt, be like, screw you, what do you mean? But I'm sorry, that's what I believe, and I've held fast to that for many years. Unfortunately, some people don't take the time to do the actual research themselves, and as a result, they basically just read off of the headlines, right? And what have we learned about listening to headlines for the last many years, Matrix?
Never, ever, 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 ever assume, or what the word I'm saying here? Don't judge a book by its cover. In other words, don't read that headline and repost it out expecting to know what's in that article. Ever, ever, ever. I learned my lesson on that and got ripped for some of the things I used to do.
Oh yeah, believe me, it's par for the course, and they did it for a long time. They were trying to send people to our channels to try to, talk crap, and then the whole Q-tard thing. But the funniest thing is, like, dude, it keeps hitting like crazy. And I'm sorry, dude, but like some of the ones that you and Tron were doing the other day, like with the 611 going, and maybe we should, dude, I don't know if you want to pop that one up and show a little bit of that one, but the ones that were going, what was it, 1464 and 5 that were going back to the gun with the 611. Yep. It's like, no, those are all coincidences, right? Like just wild coincidences. So, I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot now, but I don't know if you have
you're
that.
Good, Hunter. No, yeah, I have it right here on my computer. I'm always ready for that.
All right, so let me stop sharing, and of course, you should be the co-host here, so I'll just make sure that you are, and you should be able to share at any time at your leisure. There we go. Confirm you are the co-host. Bing, bing, bing. All right. Now, how come that happened? That's weird. What's shared, but it went up on a different screen. Pull this over. Okay, here we go. That's weird. It just takes over the whole second screen. This time it actually just kind of pulled over on my other monitor. But anyway, yeah, dude, this is the most wildest string of coincidences I've seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, it is. And here's the thing, too, is I don't remember all the stuff that, of course, Dave added in and Tron added into it, but I'm going to go through this one. And if we remember it as we go, that's perfect. All right. So for anybody that has not seen this, this is Stormy Joe Patriot, the night of the actual shooting. We have April 25th at 9:41, or technically 10:41 p.m. because I'm Central Time. And what he posted out is the quadruple set of photos. One, of course, is going to be your penguins. We'll get to here in a second. It's done by Dan Scavino in the morning time. Then you have the boom, 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 which, of course, is the 4 penguins mirrored. And you have the gun representing what happened at the dinner. And then after the dinner, to represent the 4 penguins, you have the tuxedos for the 4 gentlemen. So that's what these 4 are. And, of course, I did spread these out. You have your 4 penguins for Happy World Penguin Day. The boom, boom, boom to match up with my now mirrored penguins. The boom, boom, boom gun, which, of course, that'll come into play for Fox News. And then finishing off with your 4 tuxedos to match your penguins. And that, again, came from Stormy Joe the night of the actual shooting. So, of course, with me being me, as the week went forward, I was able to add more to this as Fox News was giving me comms. And, of course, what I'm about to show you here, I caught as well. So, with this situation with the shooter at the dinner, I have my own thought process. I'm not going to sit there and go, is it fake or is it real? Whatever the situation was, it happened. So, we'll just leave it at that. Now, what I think I saw is an MK Ultra style situation. And I think this helps prove that in a small sense. So with that said, how can I do that? For those out there that don't know, I use Gematria, and I use it fairly often. And the route I use it has been proven over time, along with the Q drops, to show what I'm about to show you is correct. So with that said, just follow along with this. This is a way I personally do things. So you have MK Ultra is what I'm putting into Gematria. And when you do Gematria, you get 3 different sets. The way I'm doing this, you get Hebrew, English, and simple Gematria. And typically, whenever I'm doing this, I will look up drops 441, 576, and 96. add all three together, and then check that drop out as well. It's something me and Omazon do on the daily with our shows, and it definitely does work. With that said, with this, you have those 3 digits added together for your Hebrew, English, and simple, and it comes to 1113. So MK Ultra equals 1113, right? Why is that significant, though? Because Dan Scavino's Happy World Penguin Day was posted at 11:13 in the morning.
Dude, that is so... Dude, can I interrupt you for a second? This is so wild.
Oh, yeah.
And, all right, so anybody that listened to the show yesterday, and so nobody here knows where I live, right? Hopefully. Anyway, but so I had my show with Hulk yesterday, and I was mentioning that they were moving us over to this place, and they're not giving us a key; they're giving us a key code, right? And so the key code for the building that we're going into just happens to be my son's birthday. And so I said on the show yesterday, that Friday night, I was like, oh, I wonder what the PIN code they could give me. I wonder if it's my ATM code. I said, or my son's birthday would be interesting, 1113. Well, wouldn't you know, yes, I get over there, and she's like, oh, your code's 1113. And I said, oh, where'd you come up with that, from Caleb's birthday? She goes, no, we just did it randomly. And I'm like, that's wild.
Holy
and then so
crap.
I brought that up yesterday, and then today I revealed that was actually the code, and it was the code, and that is, my son was born on November 13th, so exactly a week after
Lord.
me on the 6th. So again, just wild. This doesn't prove anything as far as the Q stuff. It's just weird how it mixed up with my life as well, and twice in a row.
Yeah, dude, if I could remember my stuff, I have the same synchronicities happen all the time. And I do mention those on my show. I tell people, I don't mean to bring myself into it, but listen to this, and I'll just say it. I don't care.
Wild.
Those things are crazy, yes. All right, so now with that, though, so what does this mean? So Dan Scavino posts this in the morning before anything happens, and I see 1113. I'm like, okay, that's MK Ultra. I know that in my head automatically. I'm like, okay, so if it's MK Ultra, then as it moves forward, what will we end up seeing? Well, a few days later on Fox News, what do we see but the crazed look of a person that's in the mirror getting ready to go do something? So to me, he looks like an MK Ultra sitting right here. Move forward, of course, on Fox News, they show us the gun itself, and I took the liberty of flipping it around to match our gun that Stormy Joe put up.
Winky dink,
perfect.
Huh?
Yeah, perfect coinky dink. And of course, this drop here for everybody to know is 1468. It is not going to be the same drop you're going to see here soon. So with that said, let's come back down to this. All right, so that's the last piece of it showing you the MK Ultra specific part. All right, so that runs through your MK Ultra, your 1113 timestamp beforehand. Now let's go play with Gematria with one more thing. The guy who did it. Cole Thomas Allen. So when I first got his name, the first thing I did was, yep, Gematria. But the thing is, when I heard his name, I had no clue his name Thomas was spelled with no H. And yes, I can play with that H a million ways because drop number, what is it? 1000, I think, has the missing H in it. So yes, I could play with that, but I'm not. Cole Thomas Allen. So when I put this in, I about fell out of my chair. So same route. We're going to go Cole Thomas Allen, 435, 882, and 147. When you add those three together, just like before, we will get 1464 for Cole Thomas Allen. So I see this, I'm like, okay, I know roughly where that drop is. I swear to God if it hits. Now, for anybody out there that doesn't understand this, the odds on this is just impossible. I can't express how impossible it is. They had to take the H out of his name to make this work. 1464 is June 12th, 2018, and it is the other flipping gun drop.
That's crazy. And there was something underneath that too, because what I kept remembering was the yellow that you got highlighted or circled under the left was the 611, and I remember that kept coming up too. I don't remember why, but I just remember it also kept repeating.
And let's see. Well, I will get to it, actually. This is where it's going to come in right now, actually. So the name of this said picture for drop 1464 with your boom boom gun is, the name is 611. And then below it, of course, in the rest of the drop, you have number 100, Dark Delight, 107, marker. Do you believe in coincidences? Q. But as you see, the two things highlighted are where they come into play. So the other connection right here is, again, mathematically impossible. So these two numbers here are going to line up with a single drop done by Fox News just to add on to all of this. So where can this come into play? We got 611. We're talking about a shooter. And don't forget that this shooter ended up with, of course, a manifesto. So 611 and number 100. We're going to follow the line down to the number 611. So at 611, what would Fox News happen to show us? Let's find out. That the shooter left a manifesto. Okay, so 611, we have our 611 from the shooting, or the boom, boom, boom gun picture. Now, let's do this real quick. We're going to search manifesto, and there's only one post with manifesto. Real quick, what's it say? Shooter left manifesto. Okay, so we're going to come up here. The only drop with it says, well, first, there's your shooter and manifesto. Both words that are sitting there in the drop. The only drop with manifesto, and the timestamp was 611. Where else are we going to connect the 611 to real quick? For people that don't follow us quickly, we have 611. Now we need to see the number 100. NO period 100. There's your shooter manifesto. What drop does it come from? Drop 3659 with what I call the blue no number of 100. So perfect
Matrix.
Little match.
You got to stop this grift, making up all these numbers and making them all line up in your head like that. You got to stop this grift.
I know, it's just terrible, man. I just put things together that I just make up in my head. So, So
wow.
Where's the 611 coming now? This is where it started getting pretty wild afterwards. And I'm scrolling my thing over here to find the showing of, there it is right here. Boom. All right. So what's crazy about this is our Henry Martinez drop, who is that? That's the person that dropped, that's right. Cole Allen. Let me blow this up for you guys here. Boop. There we go. So Cole Allen is Henry Martinez's drop. And when was this drop? December 21st, 2023, years ago. Now I know, wait, is this not right? Where's the 611 at? Oh, you know what? I have it the opposite way around. Hang on. I got this flipped around in my head. Henry Martinez did this one. Who was the second one? There was the other one that got predicted out. It's the other 611 thing.
That's what I'm saying too. I'm like, I can't remember where the 611 kept coming into it, but I remember it did.
I know. I know. I got it. I'm dumb. I got it. 611. Okay. So what are we talking about here? I have to revamp my brain here. We're talking about a shooting. All right. So when we go backwards to Butler, Pennsylvania, the timestamp that the shot rang out at Butler was 611. Okay. So there's your gun and your 611 tying to that. Then the second piece to it is so in Back to the Future, when he gets to Twin Pines Mall, the timestamp's 116, which is 611 backwards, and flip it around, it's 911, of course. So there's your other two 611s. 611 actually coming up is a special date too with our deltas, but I'm still missing one piece. It's not Henry Martinez. Who is it? There's a 611 I'm missing here.
I remember if it was something Dave brought into it or if it was Tron. I really don't remember because you guys were all hitting it and it was like crazy. I know.
611. And by the way, 11/6 is your birthday, you just said, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the same thing backwards, by the way. Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering the last piece. There's another piece to this that has another 611 to it. It's not Henry Martinez. I think it's the other weird drop that we had of somebody else predicting something. There was Henry Martinez. Which here, I'm on his page now. Let me pull this over. Also, Henry Martinez, here's the Butler piece too. There's your connection to Henry Martinez and the Butler thing. So with Henry Martinez, he's typing out Cole Allen. Cole Allen is the shooter at the dinner, but yet the background, when you decode it, shows Butler.
I found, dude, I just went to the video. I'm going to give you a little hint. Soothsayer.
That's it, Soothsayer. That's it. Thank you.
I literally just got. I somehow I went to the show that we were on Thursday there, and I just literally got to the actual part that was on there. We got 103,000 views on that video. That's good.
There you go. Thank you. That was my missing piece, the hantavirus one. So the soothsayer puts out Corona ended in 2023 and hantavirus 2026, and that takes you to June 11th. Thank you. That was it. And why is June 11th? Well, back to June 11th, 6/11. There's your double, triple, quadruple connection. So this guy predicts that part, the hantavirus, and then that's connected to June 11th, which is your shot from the Butler situation. And then 6/11 here takes you to the dinner situation and whatnot, too. So that's what it was. It's the combo of the two. And this guy predicts it. And then, of course, go back to, and this guy predicts it as well. And this guy here combines the Butler here at the top of the screen, which is a 6/11 timestamp of Trump being shot, and then move forward, and hantavirus ends 6/11. Seriously.
Just a coincidence.
Same sets of numbers.
So I don't generally do this, during shows, but I try to keep the language, pretty straightforward, and out of respect for my viewers. But for this particular commenter, how's that for a fucking grift? How about that? How about those wild coincidences? Like, think about it for a second. Like, and dude, like the fact that you could lose your place and then remember where you were and then get it back in there. It's like most people wouldn't even be able to get to 1, 2, 3 steps in there. And I'm adding myself into the mix on that one. But like, it's just crazy, dude.
Okay, well, for those out there that's not seeing this, I'll just toss this up for a second. If you guys haven't seen my monstrosity,
that's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, I don't even get lost in this thing. And of course, I show the main piece off, which is your Charlie Kirk stuff that connects to everything. But I don't even get lost in this. I can roll through this all day long with no problem. It's just muscle. It's muscle memory and remembering everything is all. But yeah, so that's it. And it's all for a LARP, right, guys? All for a LARP.
Yeah, and during while all this is going down too, right? Like I've had my moments of of frustration, right? And it was at one of the rallies that Trump did, and I kind of had an outburst of a comment, which was like, we need to get this stuff done, before a certain point, and whatever. And then that group Entheos responded to me and says, it's fatalism for Trump. He's up against a lot of stuff and this, that, and the other. But like that was my point of like, oh my God, like this is getting ridiculous. If they don't straighten some things out, then we're not gonna get our mission accomplished. And that was, I don't even know, dude, 2022. 2023, but it was a short, a very short period. But I've been pretty much on the same path the whole way through here, and thankfully to you and Tron and Stormy Joe, I've started to see a lot more of these connections that I was not seeing. Admittedly, not seeing as much, in the last couple of years, but they clearly are being shown to us, and we're seeing what's going on now. I mean, clearly at this point.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. Even if you haven't seen, let's say certain connections over time, because of the way I've been doing things, it's the connections have gotten easier to catch, more in the open, and they're the intricacy is getting even easier to catch, is how I want to put it. And of course, I'm referring mostly to Fox News because that's what I'm covering Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. But like the way they're doing it now, it's getting easy for people to see. And then you add in a brain like, say, mine, Stormy Joe, or Tron, and break that information down even further. It truly blows my mind how much Fox News is literally just handing out basically decodes and comms to people like candy. Right. It's blowing my mind. So as time moves forward, like we said earlier, time's speeding up. So are the decodes, so are the comms, so is the D class, so is all of this stuff. And it's in the public view too. It's just a matter, you have to have eyes to see it and the brain to decode it in a way, or have us to help you with it.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, to be honest with you, and I think you're spot on in that they're getting more easy to see, because I think that they're kind of dumbing it down. I think they're figuring out like a certain percentage of the population just isn't seeing it yet. So we need to like make it really obvious for people, and I feel like that thing, with the Cole Thomas thing was more of that stuff, because it's like, dude, how bad do we got to make it before people start asking questions? Right? Like that's how I looked at it. I could be wrong, but who knows?
No, and you're 100% right, because think about it. Even with the Cole Thomas shooting at the dinner, what did people start doing? Was it real? Was it fake? I mean, that's the just like with the Epstein files. Don't release them, don't release them. Suddenly you have the left asking for them to be released. Oh, we win. Okay, so is it fake or is it real? Well, of course, our side's going to have people saying it was fake and people saying it was real. So either way, once you have the other side saying, is it fake? Now they're questioning Butler. I'm like, yes, we're so winning this. Like, that's what we've been waiting for. Start to question what you see. And once you start doing that, you'll ask more questions and you'll start the wake-up process. That's why it's getting easier for that 4 to 6% or that what's just above the 4 to 6% to help wake those people up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. I think I got something interesting. Did you hear anything about, and this is new to me, Bree actually sent this over a little while ago. Did you hear anything about the influencers that were on this this trip there, the cruise line there, and what they were doing? Interesting. Let me see if I can find a way to translate this. English. I think it's doing it. There we go. All right, let me pop this one up here. So apparently, the people that were on this, from a content creator to a political advisor who was traveling on the MV Hondius, the expedition that ended up on health alert, ship in which the hantavirus outbreak was detected, carrying around 150 people. Well, apparently they were going out and they are travel influencers, and they were going around. And I gotta get some of these pictures to upload, unless they're in this article here. But she was sending pictures that they were out, went over to Antarctica, and they were looking at penguins, amongst other things as well.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding me.
So I mean, Jake Travel Boston. I'll see if I can get a couple of these here. But yeah, that's what they were doing. So again, what's going on here? And again, Dave, if you're listening, I will never get on a freaking cruise, because I think he said during the show, like, you could get struck by lightning many times before being, getting sick on a cruise ship or something. I'm like,
catching a virus on a cruise ship. That's the thing is, I'm like you. I wouldn't want to go on a regular cruise ship. Yeah. But I will say this, the one that Dave's talking about being on a cruise isn't your normal cruise ship. It'll be just our people.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So,
so it won't be a normal, it would be like a private type of situation. I already know something that they've talked about before too. So it wouldn't be what you think. So let's just, cause I'm like you, I wouldn't go on a regular cruise, no freaking way, but I'd totally go on somebody's private cruise, 100%.
Did you ever see the, oh God, it was like, uploading the same picture twice. It was like one of the Princess cruise lines passing like one of the other ones, and one was like, just quiet, and one was just like boom, 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 like thudding music, and people just absolutely bananas crazy. I thought that one was pretty funny. Maybe I can find it, but dude, I do have, seeing as we're kind of going and talking about cruise lines, that video or that screenshot I sent you earlier, I of course would have to verify. I mean, it's in this video. It's on the internet, so it must be true. But I thought this was interesting. Let me just pop this one up. And I'm not doing this for the whole video. So they're basically talking about The Simpsons and I think the hantavirus. Let me see.
Realized The Simpsons did it again. So we all know what's happening in the world right now, with everyone talking about hantavirus and even reports of the virus spreading on a cruise ship. But what if I told you this already happened in The Simpsons?
That's where I stopped it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, what does that say up there? Royalty Valhalla?
Yeah, I'm taking a screenshot of it right now. What I'm going to do is, do you have the screenshot where you circled it?
Yeah, I can pull it up. Let me pop that one up. Manage.
Let's say, because if not, I'm gonna show it on my side. I'll zoom into it.
Get it up in 1 segundo. Apparently, I don't know what happened.
Oh, you're totally fine. I'm about to, once my screenshots load.
Go. Yeah, it's weird because I literally took the screenshot and I texted it to you, and then now for some reason it's not in my photos. But
I got it. Oh, you got it now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do. Here, I'm on my side right now, everybody. That's what we're going to be looking at is what it says on there. So I'll wait for you to get yours up.
Ding, show links, and ding. Okay, so here we go. I did a yellow and a blue.
There you go. Bingo. Look at that, everybody. Come on. Royalty Valhalla.
Probably a coincidence. But this is old. This is apparently really old, dude, too. Like, this video is apparently, like, I don't even know, 2005 or something. I don't know what he said in the beginning there.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
And again, you know, this is something I saw just before. So again, I've seen people where they actually take some of these videos and like edit them to make, you know, put things in there. And, you know, again, they're not mentioning this. I put the arrow there. So it could be one of those things where they're trying to, you know, add a little Easter egg into something. And again, I don't know. I didn't see the original episode, but there have been a few ones that they've said were like, oh, this is a Simpsons episode, but then it really wasn't. So again,
Right.
I'm not staking, you know, my claim that this is 100% legit, but I was just watching this random video here, as you guys saw. It was this random video here, and they continue to talk about it. But you know, maybe I should let this play out the rest. I can use a copyright strike. Let's see.
In this 2012 episode, the
2012,
Simpsons
okay.
go on a cruise, but when it is about to end, they are forced to stay trapped at sea because of a deadly virus spreading.
All ships must remain at sea. Outbreak of the deadly Pandora virus is spreading rapidly.
And if that's not enough, in this 1999 episode, Krusty the Clown warns everyone that a virus is spreading, and listen to what he calls it.
But the hantavirus, well...
A mysterious virus, cruise ships isolated at sea. The Simpsons did it again.
So again, dude, you know, we might be able to chat GPT it, and they say, oh no, it's BS. They never mentioned this, but they've gotten a lot of things right in the past. We do know that, dude. And the whole thing with the Trump picture, Melania there going down the escalator, I thought that was just crazy, dude. You ever see that episode?
Oh, yes. The Simpsons episode of that. Yes. Oh my God. I can't stand how the Simpsons quote unquote predict everything. The hand on the world ball thing or whatever that they did as well. There's so many different things that they quote unquote predicted.
Right. 16 years later, it says here. I'm putting it on without the sound because I can't stand all the people adding their stuff in there. But dude, they even added in the person dropping the picture. Which,
dude, I know. And there you go. There's Hillary and Kamala Harris with the necklace and the purple. There's kid dropping the sign, dude.
Yeah, literally in this thing, yeah, right there. Because I was looking at the other sign earlier. I was looking at this yellow sign that was in the person's hand, but it was this white one over here.
Yeah, and it says note. It's his said. Oh no, it said vote. It dropped the vote. Joey dropped the vote.
And did he in 2020? What year am I thinking about here? 2021? Again, dude, I truly, this is my personal belief, you know, everybody can believe whatever you like, but my personal belief of the series of events that we've essentially witnessed was 2016, President Trump versus Hillary Clinton. They allowed it to be a fair election and say if Hillary had genuinely won it, they would have given it to her. Had Trump won it like he did, obviously they gave it to him. And then I also believe in 2021 that we actually purposely gave that election to them. And we allowed them to do whatever they want to. And actually, I wouldn't even say it more like that. I think they not only allowed them, but they kind of coaxed them into being into power, quote, into power, whatever you want to call it. And then I believe this last election was, you know, on the up and up. So I truly believe that second election, the one where we're told all the time, you know, it had to be this way, you know, back then when there was nothing going so bad that they needed to reference the point of, sorry, it had to be this way.
Yep.
I really believe that, dude. So that's my personal belief of how it went down. And, you know, each person is entitled to your own opinion, of course.
Yep. 100%. I mean, I have a slightly different take, but that's very close to yours. Just the 2016, I don't know if it was actually legit. I would say that I wouldn't be surprised if the White Hats were there to make sure Trump won. in 2016. I don't know if that's true, again, like you, but I always felt like the White Hats made sure Trump won. Now, hopefully he did win legitimately, but let's just say the cheating went on from the other side. I wonder if the White Hats either stopped it to make sure Trump won and or helped Trump win, one of the two. I just wanted in 2020, in my opinion, was purposely 100% done to make Biden go in because that was not Joe Biden. It was a pause. Trump left office after the chart for 1/2020. Then COVID starts up and the riots as well right afterwards. We went into a pause, in my opinion, and Trump came back during his second term. That's just the way I personally see it. Is I think 2016 could go either way. 2020 was 110% set up to be exactly what it was.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, he keeps getting, you know, let's just say brazen at this point, right? To the things that he's posting and how many different times he said that he's been president 3 terms. And I mean, what has he said it like 5 times now that, oh, well, you know, 3 times, but I don't want the credit for the second one.
Yep, exactly. That's the thing. He doesn't want the credit because he was still president, but we had to have the narrative had to wake people up. You had to go through hell. By going through hell, it helps wake you up because you're starting to ask questions. What the hell is really going on? And of course, during those 4 years, anons were out there eating everything up and looking at everything. And while other people that were, we'll call them the 4 to 6%, were losing their minds. But in that process, a lot of people were stuck on their computers and learned about Q and anons and started digging. And I think that also was a piece of it too, is everybody stuck in their house. Well, I was too. And what was I doing? Digging and getting information. So pumping information out like everybody else, a lot of people helped wake people up in that process. Again, I think that was part of the plan.
I would have to tend to agree with you because, you know, you get a bunch of people stir crazy. It's like, what can you do, right? You can't leave your house, you know, essentially you can't leave your house, right? And so, yeah, I mean, you're stuck on your devices that connect to the internet. And, you know, they did a good job of kicking a lot of us offline from 2021 to, you know, a couple of years after that at least. But dude, it's just it's so wild to me. And just to kind of look at the different things, like for example, the one that I was fortunate enough to get queued upon here, which was this one. I honestly don't understand. And I don't remember, to be honest with you, I'm guessing while my account on Twitter was gone, there's no way this video could stay up if my account was gone. But obviously I got my original account back, albeit with half the followers. However, this video is now up here, right? And then if you go to the drops and then click on the video, it goes here and it does show it, right? It does pop it up. And so obviously you were on the show on Thursday where Kate had joined us, Kate Awakening, and she got queued on another one of her videos. But when you go to her video is deleted, and then she reposted the video. She's like, oh, hey, for everybody who's looking for the video that was there, this is it. So her video was deleted and gone. And so I don't know for what rhyme or reason, but like certain videos stayed up and then certain videos got deleted. Certain accounts got their accounts back, certain accounts did not. I don't understand the rhyme or reason for it. Also from YouTube, dude, like, again, wild coincidence, right? I was kicked off on October 15th of 2020, and through no appeal, I wake up on October 15th, 2025, and it's like, oh, your account's back. What? 5 years to the freaking day, dude? And here's the weirdest thing. As far as I understand, I haven't talked to everybody that got their account back, but I'm understanding that I may be the only one that actually got the monetization back on their channel. As far as, like, you know, you can run YouTube commercials on there. So I don't think anybody else got it. I know for sure Red Pill told me he's been battling with them for months, and they told him essentially no, and they were going to try to charge him for using shorts from other platforms, if I gathered correctly what he said. But yeah, it's wild, and I just don't understand, you know, the rhyme or reason to why certain people's videos got kicked off, certain people got to stay, and then, you know, how all this went on, and essentially what we've witnessed, you know.
I have an idea, at least. So, of course, I would say this right. There's some anons out there who go way too overboard with their information. So with you, I watched you like literally all the time. So like the way you go about your information, you don't do, I mean, you speculate, but you tell people when you speculate. You don't do a lot of guessing. You try to give logical thinking and real stuff, right? I think that's a big reason why you survived it and came back and got some monetization, because even though you did go deep, and you have people on your shows that go deep too, like Tron on Table of Titans type stuff, it's like, over time I started to see that the people that disappeared seem to be people that either, I don't know how to word it right, I'm saying went too deep or went too far with stuff. Maybe they said certain things they shouldn't have type stuff. I think those are the accounts that weren't allowed back for some strange reason, because seeing you come back, it and other people as well, but you get monetization too. I'm wondering if it's because the way you go about things. You don't do it like, let's say me, I'm free flow. I'll say whatever I want. I will go Stretch Armstrong and say anything that's on my mind, and I don't care. I wouldn't last probably one episode on YouTube, literally. So it's like the way you go about it, I almost see there's a reason why you were allowed to come back. And I also believe you were chosen to be one of the people that were taken down as well, maybe to see well, that's what I'm telling you, because you were queued. I was never queued, of course, because when I was doing all the Q stuff in the beginning, I didn't have my online presence at all. I was back then, whenever you'd get on Twitter back then, if I was in the Q drops and it was a Twitter link, I could click that link and it would take me straight to Twitter. I didn't have to have a Twitter account to actually check that stuff out. I didn't even make my Twitter account officially till 2020. I was doing all the stuff without having a Twitter account. And the reason why is I didn't understand Twitter. When I tried to use Twitter, I could not figure it out. I had no clue. So I just said, screw it. And until 2020, I finally, all right, I'm going to get me an account, because they were turning off the ability to use Twitter without an account. So that's the reason I actually jumped on Twitter. It's also the same time I hopped on pilled.net and started being official and actually created my name and started doing all this stuff. And in that process, you got canceled. So like I lost you, I lost Scott from Woke Societies and whatnot, and I was like, holy crap, what am I going to do? Because you guys helped me with information. That's pushed me into going and trying to be online. As soon as Pilled came up, that's when I went live. So looking back, that's awesome. Seeing you, the way you go about things, I think is what helps you. And I think they chose certain ones of you to purposely take down. Maybe is you were doing too good. And they also want to maybe test you to see if you're going to keep with it. And what will you do? Will you make another account? Will you keep going? I think it was a test for Anons as well. I think it was a pure test on all levels in every way, shape, or form.
We definitely made more accounts. I mean, yeah, we definitely made more accounts. I mean, dude, by the miracle, like I said, I got this account back and the YouTube account. But again, that's why I always try to tell people, please go over to pill.net or the Foxhole.app. I really think they should join that into like one website, and it's the same friggin' thing, right? So I think they should just make it like one thing, the Foxhole. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
I had to explain this literally last night. So for those that don't know why that happened, the site was originally more like Twitter. And when they added in the Foxhole side, that was the streaming side. And when we first put it together, they were separated. And then they got combined together as one full site. So yes, they're separate, but now they are together. So yes, they should be Pilled/Foxhole, but you can use either one, the Foxhole.app or Pilled.net. It's literally the same thing now. But it was as the site's been built, they separated and then they came together. That's the reason why they have separate names.
Yeah, it's and that's why I've been trying to tell folks on YouTube, please, even if you don't want to go watch on Pilled or Rumble, please just go over and make an account and follow, because again, you might wake up one day and say, oh look, there's no Space Shot channel again. Hopefully it won't happen. I don't know, but you never know. And here's the interesting thing too. I'm reading Clutchworks' comment here on Rumble. It says, "The purge made me so paranoid I never went back to X." Haha. And that's what they wanted. They wanted people to to leave. They didn't want people having information. And I like Beer at the Parade's idea that, kind of onto your point, that we were doing too well. Because if people kind of go back into 2020, like right before whatever that was that we experienced there, the fraud inauguration of Joe Biden, we were crushing it. Like literally, I could pull up my analytics on YouTube here and show you, like, oh, yesterday's video 80,000 views, yesterday's video 120,000 views, like crazy amounts of views on things. And maybe we were doing too good. And he said, maybe the good guys took us offline because we were flooding it too much. Because certainly X or Twitter back then, we had the lion's share. It was like MAGA everywhere. Like when we first started, it was mostly Dem stuff, and they kind of ruled it. But getting into late like 2019 and 2020, we were absolutely crushing it on X, and it was like all of a sudden, all right, bye bye. And so yeah, we pressed on, but it's all for a reason. Don't know why, but we're all here, and we're all of us here are listening or tuning in and saying hello in the chat. We're all alive still. Obviously, we lost some soldiers along the way, and it's obviously never good to lose human life and obviously good people along the way. But inevitably, that is life, and it does happen. And we press on. So many people over the last many years that I don't even want to start listing people, because inevitably I'll mess up and forget one person, and I don't want to do that, because there's been a lot of people that have contributed a lot to our movement and, have gone and passed away throughout the years. So a lot of people are into this. And this is kind of what I say too, Matrix, like to some of the people out there that are kind of poo-pooing, Trump and, he's just doing, what Bibi wants, and he's just Israel's puppet. And I honestly, I've come to the realization that I find that to be low-hanging fruit. It's like the people that don't really have the time to do the research, they're just going to go, oh, yeah, he's Bibi's puppet. Yep, okay, moving on to the next one, and that's it. I feel like the people that take the time and can actually see the broader implications of what's going on can see it. And that's why I always say, like, us, quote, Q-tards, we see, Trump taking out the bad guys, right? And I'll say the guy 2CTV, lived in Iran until he was 14. The Promethean Action women, they see it. Victor Davis Hanson, he sees it. So there you have 4 different essentially data sets, or people taking data from different areas that are all coming up with the same conclusion. But yet a lot of these black pillars out there are just like, no, Trump is with Bibi, and he's doing, Susie Wiles, Jared, Susie Wiles. And it's just like, dude, it's sickening at this point to see that people haven't given him the benefit of the doubt that I think he rightfully deserves. He's never done anything that, to screw us over. And I feel like it's a damn shame, especially, Matrix, for some of these people that have made their name on being, quote, MAGA.
Yeah, you mean Patriots? Yep.
Patriots with a Y.
Yes, sir. Patriots. Yeah. I don't understand why people think that. Well, no, I check that I do, because on Friday night I had to say something out loud into my chats and whatnot about it with the Bibi thing. I'm just going to say out loud my own theory to it. Bibi is dead and gone. We're looking at 2 or 3.0. If you go back and look at Bibi's, there's people that break it down too. I have pictures somewhere on my computer. The Bibi from like 2017 to 2019 to 2022 is completely different. So. Yeah. And then you go back to the capitulation tour of the first term. Who was the very first one to capitulate? Oh, that's right, Israel. So let's think mirror here and go, Israel for last, or was Israel actually first? And that the narrative's going to play it out for last. But Israel technically, I think, was first. So with Bibi specifically, though, it just annoys the hell out of me. I think it's proven itself over time that people actually just watch how Bibi was brought into the White House the last time, even though I don't think that was him. No honor guard or color guard. It was just a really weird situation. Trump's punking them all over Truth Social. And then, of course, then you get the black pillars that take all the narrative you get that's on the side of Bibi and Trump being together, and they put together good information that if you aren't like in the right frame of mind, you will easily get sucked into being black-pilled on it. Like, I literally had to talk about Trump being the Antichrist and how those black pillars literally have the ability, because I go down those rabbit holes. I like to see what they're saying, and I find some of the stuff fascinating, but I don't believe it, and I find some of it funny. But like, I go down those rabbit holes to see what the hell they're talking about, because people throw me links saying, oh, Trump's the Antichrist, check this out. So I do. And what I find is they're watching videos that if you don't have the right mindset, you will easily think it's true. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing, because people are spreading that information, and it is gaining traction for the people that don't like Trump. So it definitely black pills people, and I think that's how people fall into that hole.
Dude, look at this.
Yes, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
It says, Red Pill USA says, am I following this guy? Okay, anti-woke. All right, we'll give you a shot. Make sure we get none of that breaking news from 2025 coming in. I cannot stand it, dude. There's so many accounts that are like, breaking news, and you look at the video, it's like, wait, why is Devin Nunes like 30 pounds lighter than he is currently? Oh, because this is 2017. Nice. Mm-hmm. But dude, this is funny. Hey, Grok, can you remove the AI-generated person from these images? Sure. Dude, base growth. How did you determine this image is fake? Let's see. Don't say this. Also use AI. Let's see. If they by spotting classic AI tells in the right panel, unnatural orange skin tone. AI often struggles with realistic complexions, overly smooth, blurry textures lacking photo grain, inconsistent lighting and shadows on the face versus background, and synthetic symmetry in features and eyes that screams generated, not captured. Left one has authentic details. Let's see again. I mean, dude,
Doesn't even look like him. Doesn't even look close.
Like the ears, not even right either. But like the thickness of the face, and then like they were mentioning, if I can make this bigger, like you can see, like all right, maybe he didn't shave as thoroughly here than as he did here. Like where are the imperfections? Like where are the, when so anybody can go do this right now. Go look at your hand, right? You can see a little bit of hair on the outside of my hand here, very light. But I can see skin patterns, right? You can see things, but you can't see them on this guy, right? But I can see some wrinkles up there, some light imperfections and whatnot. And again, dude, it's just too obvious at this point. Let me see this one. So this is new, apparently. Let's see. What do we think? Or, excuse me, visited the White House in February of 2026. I think he's already dealt with or Gonski by then.
Yeah, and 2026, again, just speaking from my side of it, that goes just right back to what I said. He's been Gonski. He's been gone for a long time, in my opinion. Whatever we're seeing, if you can call it AI, CGI, or a mask, I don't care, or a double, whatever we're seeing, it's not Netanyahu. Oh, here's me without my 6 fingers. See, I got 5 fingers because we took the AI video and made it better.
Hold on, let me see if I can do this here. Let's see. You get him here. I don't know, dude. It's look at right there. Like, see the mark on the side of his head there? Like, why don't you have it there? And again, why is he so bright, dude? It's like he's got a friggin' light like right on him that we can't see. I mean, you can see the reflection right there, or the apparent fake reflection of what they want you to think is a light up there. Looks like poor man's Tony Blinken or something. I don't know. Let me see. I want to bring a funny in just because Hulk had dropped it this morning. We do these from time to time where we call them, and you've probably seen it as soon as you hear what I'm about to call it. Wait, no, those are... Well, maybe they want to go through the show links from 3 weeks ago. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me see. All right. It's called, but we do this thing where we bring in clips of videos that we call You Can't Park There.
I love those videos. They're so funny. Oh my God, my friend shows me these.
How about this one, dude? I've never... How does this happen? Dude, that's a motorcycle. On a red light, bro. Like,
dude, you can't park there, bro.
Like, dude, how does that? So
did he hit the car so hard it flipped him up onto the light?
I mean, the only thing I can guess is that. But then again, I've seen many motorcycles, flip over. They don't generally get the air. I mean, look at these kids just walking. These kids just walking by like there's not a friggin' motorcycle hanging from the light right here. Look at. Oh, they see this stuff all the time. Like, what the hell?
What in the world?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's not AI though. It's not AI because all the stuff on there is real.
No, look, there's another version.
Oh yeah, definitely real.
And yeah, he's probably dead. But yeah, I mean, how fast you would have to be going to? Yeah, it looks like maybe he hit the side of that BMW.
Yeah, he probably was running the red light, was probably going real fast, and he hit the front. So he got flipped off. The bike went up in the air and managed to. Wow,
this guy moving at all?
Going real fast. No, it don't look like it.
Yeah, dude, nobody's even doing anything with him, so he might be a goner because nobody's looking for. Oh wait, I think I just saw his head move.
Really?
I think I just saw the head move. Watch like right here. Yep. See the head just went up a little bit?
His head did. Oh my God, he survived it.
Wow. I'm surprised they don't have him on a board already. So like right here. Where is it? Yeah, his head just, it goes up very slightly. Right there.
Right there. Right there.
Ding, ding,
Yep.
ding.
You can see his head moves. Yeah.
Wow, dude. And he's probably like, yeah. Oh, can you move anything, sir? Yeah. Right here, I'm moving my arms and legs. Like, no, you're not. You're barely moving your neck. Like, this dude's lucky that if he will be alive after this. But I still can't see a motorcycle hitting something and then flipping up in the air that high. But I mean,
you go fast enough, it will.
How else?
Here, you have the motor, or it was a BMW he hit, low to the ground. So he's going fast. The front wheel hits it. He gets thrown off, but the bike, think about the force of the bike's front tire hitting the car, flipping it forward, and it goes straight up into the air rather than just over the car. And it hits the light instead of keeping on going, and it gets connected to it. I can actually see it happening because I saw a dude get killed during we had Sunday night racing here in St. Louis down towards the city on Broadway. And one night there was a motorcycle dude racing. He was going like 100 miles an hour, and a dude pulled out the parking lot, and we watched it happen. The bike did fly like, well, it went 100 yards total, but it went like 50, 100 feet in the air as well. And the dude went flying. He was killed right in front of us.
That is nasty. Dude, yeah, one of my brother's good friends growing up, and somebody I used to go on the road with quite a lot. He was with my brother on one of these road trips, and they see some bad accident where this guy ended up like rear-ending one of like a tractor trailer or something like that, and it looked like the roof was essentially ripped off the vehicle. So they pull over, and he runs up to my brother was telling me this. He basically runs up to the car to see if he can help, and then literally turns his head back away and throws up. He's like, dude had no head.
Oh.
Like, might not be able to help that person. But here's the article, dude. Motorcyclist seriously injured after crash leaves bike dangling from traffic light near Surrey Delta border. Crash closed Scott Road between 70th and 72nd Avenues Saturday afternoon. Dude, like, I've had 3 motorcycles in my life. And, probably at the worst time of your life that you could have them, like 19 to like 23. I'm lucky to be alive for some of the stupid things I used to do. I was never a wheelie guy. I just, I could do one for like maybe 10 feet, but I was never one that could just, some of the guys I was with, they could literally stand on the seat and then, do wheelies, put their knees on the seats and just go back and forth and just bananas and, pull a wheelie as long as you could see. I always found that to be amazing.
My dad was a motorcycle guy. He used to do all that, but I had buddies that could do that and were bikers too. I was taught by that same buddy I'm talking about to ride his bike. And once I got to 55 miles an hour, I brought it back to him. I said, I'm going to kill myself. Take it away. So I never officially fully learned how to ride a bike because I already knew I had a problem with the need for speed. And in my car, I would bury my speedometer at 155. So I would kill myself on a bike.
Oh, here's one of my old bikes. This was a heavy one, dude, but it was badass. Honda. This is not VF1000R, but it was like a heavy one. It was like 600 pounds or something like that. Ooh. But it was an 84 to 88 Interceptor, but it was pretty damn quick. I ended up blowing the engine on that thing. Don't ask me how, but it was a heavy boy. I had that one. I had a Katana, and I had a YZF1000. That one was too quick. Red, white, and blue. Actually, the Katana I had was all dark and had like green accents to it, and then both of my Honda and my Yamaha were both red, white, and blue, just as a happenstance. Nice. But yeah, dude, how that happens, poof. I mean, lucky to be alive is all I'm gonna say. And like, dude, I know one of these kids I grew up in high school. 2 brothers, right? One of the younger kid that used to start fights with everybody because he knew his older brother was there, and literally like clockwork. He was like, "Oh, Steve would go start something," and then Ricky would come over and beat the crap out of whoever his little brother was antagonizing. Well, Ricky went on took his buddy's GSXR 1000 and then wrapped it around a telephone pole, and he was so bad to the point where he'll call. He's like, what do you call it when you can't work anymore? You got disability. So he's permanently disability, never going to work again. And then every now and then our buddies will tell us like, "Oh yeah, Ricky called me yesterday morning and like asking me where the hell I am." And I'm like, at work. And he's like, bro, like, aren't you going to pick me up? Like, thinking he's like heading to work that morning still. So yeah, people can really screw yourselves up, especially with, traumatic brain injury. And that's why even with my son with his scooters, like I demand that he wears that stupid helmet. We got a good, unfortunate, but a good reality check from Rambo's son, right? When he got into his accident, and luckily he was wearing a helmet, because he said if he wasn't, he most likely wouldn't have made it. So definitely need to make sure we protect our kids more than anything out there, for sure. Dude, right. you got a daughter, bro. I don't know how I would do. I don't know how I would do, bro. I really don't.
It's not easy.
Be like, hi, nice to meet you.
There's already a situation brewing. Let's just say that I literally leave all contents about my daughter out, but I'll say this.
Yes.
She has a friend right now who he's not sure whether he's a boy or a girl, and I'm about to really break some hearts and open my mouth around it. So we'll leave it at that. Damn. He's 14. He's 14 and doesn't know if he's a boy or a girl, and I'm seriously about to break some hearts because I'm an asshole. So
now, do you know what his parent situation is like? Are they libs, or are they weirdos, or?
Honestly, do not know. Do not care.
Yeah, I mean, because what I've been finding is most of those things, it starts at the home. Like I've told you before, I think I've told my viewers that, I don't know if I've ever mentioned who it was, but the ex-wife's cousin has a son, okay, so it is a boy, and it was Miles, right? And then Miles, we see Miles at, Easter every year, right? Okay, Miles is 1, okay, Miles is 2. Miles is 3. Miles is 4, but Miles is now Melissa, or whatever the hell they named him. And I'm like, all right, for me, that's child abuse, dude. And why? Oh, because he really liked pink. Oh, you're shitting me. A kid liked a bright color? Oh my God, maybe we should, chop all their weenuses off. Like, are you kidding me? A kid liked a bright color, Matrix? That's the case cracker. Wow.
Yep. And what's crazy to me is growing up, of course, I was born in 85. So for anybody that doesn't know my age, I'm 40. Me growing up, I had 2 sisters, one older, one younger. So I'm the middle child. So for me, I had girl stuff all around me all the time. Growing up, because I had a mom and a dad around me, and the way we were growing up, like I wasn't told I couldn't have pink or like pink in any way, shape, or form. They weren't like that. But like, if my dad saw anything with me with pink, he'd be like, "What are you, gay or something? Get that shit out your hand." Like he would, he would like that. So like, I grew up with a dad who did not like gay people, was a Christian, but he did not like gay people, and so that whole lifestyle to me was weird and whatnot. So as I grew up and I got into some of the jobs I had, I'll just say, and I got to meet a lot of people that. Let's just say go that route, and blew my mind because I didn't realize how that world was. I'll just say I don't even care. I used to run adult stores, and so in that industry, yes, that's a long story. I've told it to many people. I don't care. So I used to run adult stores a long time, well, not that long ago, but for a while. And so I've met a lot of people, did it in multiple states, multiple stores. So I've got to see that whole industry and the people behind the whole LGBTQ stuff. So like whether they're the crazy liberals or just regular old gay people, I've met every last one in every way, shape, or form. I've had to run a gay pride parade tent, and I ran a VIP section in a gay club as a straight white dude. So I trust and believe I had to learn my lesson on how to deal with gay people, talk to gay people. I love gay people. I just don't like the libtard way things are now is what it is. But like back then, it was weird. I got embarrassed a bunch trying, I got hit on by all these people. I had to learn how to take getting hit on by a dude. Like legitimately. So nice. This whole world to me is crazy because my ex as well, she had all friends that were LGBTQ. So I had to be around this stuff as a dude who does not like it. So my life went from having a dad who taught me, if you're wearing pink, you're gay, you're a fag. And then I'm sitting here older dating a chick who's all friends with LGBTQ stuff, and I'm running shops, and I have tons of gay friends and trannies out there that know who I am. And it's like, that is the weirdest world flip for me. And now, pause, here I am 5 years later, away from that life, 6 years later, away from that life, new state, totally away from it. I'm back to how I was when I was a kid. I don't hate gay people, but what are you, a fag? Get away from me. I don't like that's kind of how I am. I don't care if you're gay. I still have friends that are gay, but I don't look at the world the same way. It's like, you do you. Just leave the kids out of it and keep it out of our freaking faces. That's how I feel.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you. And it's such a tough thing too, right? To like, because you know how like if you tell like thankfully my son has all, decent friends. They're all pretty much good kids, right? But like, say if there was one kid, like, you're like, I don't want you hanging around with Mike anymore. He's a bad kid. Bad Spaceshot kid. Stay away from him. He's a bad kid. Well, generally the kids are going to be like, oh, well, I want to hang out with Spaceshot. I want to hang out with Mike more, right? Because when you tell them not to do something, they want to do it more. So like, I've always sat there and I'm like, oh, I just don't want him to, grow up to be gay and da-da-da-da. So I joke with him from time to time, and I've thrown in the occasional, if you were gay, I'd still love you, albeit not as much, but I'd still love you. So, and he's like, whatever, Dad, whatever. And so that's the kind of, my input on it, because I don't want to push it too hard, on one way or any topic or the other, really, to push any topic, because, kids are generally resistant to that type of stuff. So that's my little humorous way of doing it. Okay, well, let's see all right, that was our show today. We don't have any more news for you guys today. I thought this was
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
All right, ready? This is for all the guys in the chat right now. I am going to snap my fingers, and as soon as I snap my fingers, you're going to forget that you were ever gay. Ready, guys? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, snap. You're no longer gay. You're welcome. Wait, I was never gay. Aha, see?
See, you're fixed already. Look at that. Spaceshot pulls miracles.
See? Fixed you already. All right, let's get back to some fun stuff, dude. So, we were talking a little bit about that country there. And actually, you know what? Let's go into giggles first. I thought this was interesting. I'm going to go to giggles first. President Trump reposted, and again, for whatever reason, dude, I don't know what is up with, Comey, right? We got the whole thing, the 8647, and here in this. Is it in this one? It might be in this one, might not be in this one. But he talks about like, oh yeah, my wife saw it and said, oh, maybe it's a political thing. And then we know, she used to work in the industry of, restaurants, and to 86 something means something to remove. And me as a kid, when, we'd say this place is beat, let's 86 it. Well, let's get out of here. So, but what I found interesting to this, that he posted this, like, remember, this is a guy that's under indictment for multiple felonies, right? At least 2 felonies. And just watch the, I don't know, shit eat and grin, I guess you could call it. Let's see. Let me undo this. Like, he's a guy that's under felonies, dude. Is this guy a guy that's playing the game or something? And then, oh God, can anybody help me? Maybe you can help me with this, Matrix. Maybe people in the chat. So I'll put this question out there. There was a video Trey Gowdy did years ago, and I just can't remember for the life of me. It's James Comey, 100%. It's Comey and it's Brennan, and he said either history will look far better upon James Comey, or history will look far better upon John Brennan than James Comey, or vice versa. And I cannot remember for the life of me which one he said. Do you happen to remember what I'm talking about at all?
No, I don't, honestly. I do not.
Yeah, it was Trey Gowdy said, let me see if I can say, history will look far better back on James Comey than John Brennan. History will look far better on John Brennan than James. I think he said James Comey than John Brennan. I'm pretty sure, but I will be monitoring the chat. But go ahead, and then before I play this, sir.
So if that was said, I don't know if that would make more sense or not, because you were the one a few weeks back showed me. Isn't Brennan the one that's like speaks pure Arabic?
Oh, he sure does. He's a Muslim.
Okay, thank you. I think that would be a big reason why I think James Comey might have a better look than Brennan, because I think Brennan might go deeper into certain situations, let's just say.
Very possible. All right, but just, guys, pay attention to when I click on play here. You're going to notice, I don't know, to me, it just looks, I don't know, like a setup, like I don't know, maybe he's playing on Trump's team here. I don't know. We'll just look at in the beginning. It's very interesting, the smile.
You are back in the middle of a political firestorm. Yeah, for walking on the beach with my wife. So.
And it was that little lip curl right before the end, like right here.
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for walking on the beach with my wife. So I don't know how we ended up here. It never occurred to me that it was any kind of controversial thing, but that's the time we live in.
So take me back to the walk on the beach.
We were walking on the beach. We went to the beach to prepare for this week, which was the launch of my book, and to think about the book and to prepare to answer questions about it. And we were walking back towards the road, and we saw in the sand someone had arranged shells with numbers. And Patrice, my wife, said, "Why would someone put an address in the sand?" And I said, "I don't know." And we stood over it, and I said, "I think it's some kind of like political message." She said, 86, when I was a server, she did a lot of work in restaurants, meant to remove an item from the menu when you ran out of ingredients. And I said, well, to me, as a kid, it always meant to leave a place, to ditch a place. I said, that's really clever. So then she said, you should take a picture of that. And I did. And I posted it on my Instagram account and thought nothing more of it until I heard through her that people were saying it was some sort of a call for assassination, which is crazy. But I took it down. Even if I think it's crazy, I don't want to be associated with violence of any kind.
And then what happened?
I got a call from the Secret Service that night asking if I would speak to them about it. Of course. I admire the Secret Service. They're pros. I spoke to them on the phone. Then they asked the next day when I got home, would I be willing to come in and meet them in person at the Washington field office, which again, I did, and they were pros again.
Okay.
They're pros, bro.
So before we get into the conversation about this, can I show you one single thing that I had to look up while he was talking?
Absolutely. Let me just pop this thing up here for the share. Go right ahead, sir.
Somebody brought this back up to me, and I kind of forgot about it. But from the date Comey did that, 8647 was 5/15/2025 from 9/11. What was the numbers he put on the beach?
Oh, dude, that's right. I can't effing believe this. That's right. I forgot. Oh, where's the jerk off in the chat about the grifting from earlier? You still in there? Explain this shit to me. And dude, again, thank you for bringing this up, dude, because you're actually, I'm telling you, me and Matrix, we have the weirdest coincidences. Something with diamonds yesterday, and I say, oh, this thing with diamonds. He's like, oh, I actually got this thing with diamonds, and thinking about this one thing, and it's just me and him are like two women that start living together and their periods start to sync. It's like that weird shit. Because I was gonna bring up 9/11, and what I was gonna bring up specifically about 9/11 is that during one of my shows with Ghost and Mike a few weeks ago, they were kind of getting a little loose with the information towards the end of the show, and I mentioned to them that there were drops there that talked about, oh yeah, he did later delete it. I mentioned to him that there were posts in the drops that were formed to be like the towers, and that James Comey and then John Brennan's post, James Comey, let me see.
You have your screen? I'll yank it up if I need
you're
you.
good. Let's see, 22 posts, and it was on 9/11 as well. I'm trying to find the number of it as well. I can't. Right there. 4674.
Boom, there it is. I just hit it.
So see that, guys? You got these posts that are posted on 9/11, just a coincidence, wink, wink, on 9/11 that have James Comey treason. And there's also, I think it's 4675. Yeah, right next to it.
Bingo.
And so also listed on 9/11. And geez, I don't know. What do those remind you of there? Those posts, dude?
Looks like Twin Towers to me.
So again, why would they be referencing Jim Comey and John Brennan? So during the show, I asked them hey, John Brennan and James Comey's names were brought up during the drops, and essentially it was heavily shaded that maybe they had something to do with 9/11. What do you guys think that they were doing during 9/11? And I think they said something along the lines of, I don't know, taking duffel bags of gold out the back door. And I was like, what? I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, I was going to be doing this job here and allowing this person to do this, that, or the other. But that's what he said, dude. He was like, yeah, I don't know, grabbing duffel bags of gold out the back door or something along those lines, like as if they were like acting or operators at the time. So something's going to come back to 9/11 on these guys. I don't know, bro, but it's something is coming for sure.
Interestingly enough, I just caught something off this too. They're 4 minutes and 2 seconds apart. 401 was Artemis launch. 402, Pam Bondi lost her job. Oddly enough, look at the timestamp. 44, 46, Obama and Biden. And they're 4 minutes and 2 seconds apart. Interesting. Okay. Just want to throw that out there because I just noticed that. Wow.
That's crazy. But again, there all these things that, and dude, I completely forgot about that one. That's like crazy. The 8647 days in between.
I know, right?
And so all right, let's do a little exercise for a second here in futility. No, let's do a little exercise here. So if we add up all these data points and put them together, wouldn't that lead towards James Comey is either cooperating or controlled? Because he would had to have posted that picture on that very day, 8,647 days after 9/11, exactly to get that. Unless, maybe, again, to the previous grifting point, we're just making this stuff up and it just happened to be a wild coincidence, bro. I mean, what are you thinking?
Well, not only that, I think the 8 that was in there was also made with 17 shells, by the way.
Oh, was it really? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. So, yeah, the 8647 on the beach, 8647 days after 9/11, when he's in the drops as a twin tower, and then what you just said about what happened on 9/11, I think all of that correlates, all of it connects, and what you just said is perfect. One of two things is true. Controlled or part of the team, and or both, because he is controlled, part of the team because he has to play out his role because he is going down for treason. One of those need to be or should be true.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, let's see. What are you guys thinking? And I understand it takes about 17 seconds from when I say a word here until the time which you guys hear it on a live stream, and then you'll also need to type a comment and then hit enter. So we'll give you guys a minute or two, but like, what are you guys thinking about, what me and Matrix just said about possibly James Comey here cooperating or being cooperating or being made to cooperate? Do you think he's playing along with it or he's being forced to do so? Because again, how do you get that quote coincidence of 8,647 days exactly after 9/11? And he happens to post that, dude. So please let me know in the chat now. As the chat is coming up, Matrix, I'm going to pull up something else really quickly here. And again, for me, this rings out as total control, right? Because people will say, does Trump really have control of this or that? Some people might say, all right, well, maybe he has, control in America, but, the world's a big place. And so maybe in America, but not like total control. But then I'll bring in to Matrix's 8647 day post, quick quote, coincidence there. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge, coincidence, wink, wink. Again, Prince Andrew, now no longer a prince, guys. And I said back then, is this an indication that the royals are about to be butchered? Like, this is what I said when I saw this, back then. But again, blood-soaked royal horses escape and bolt through on April 24th, 2024. You guys can do the math yourself. Former Prince Andrew arrested, by the way, with 6 police officers, 666 days exactly after these royal horses who were bloodied and butchered, galloped through someplace in England.
Wasn't it also his 66th birthday, too?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. 666 days after this, he was arrested on his 66th birthday by 6 police officers. And again, it's just a wild coincidence, and we're here grifting you just for your money, guys. Please donate to us. We need your money, guys. Can you please donate? Dude, how many hundred times did you ask people for donations in the last week, Matrix? Or how many times, period? Not hundreds of times. How many times have you asked somebody to donate to you in the last week?
Always appreciated, never expected. That would be a 0, sir.
All right. How about the last year?
0, sir.
All right.
Last
history.
8 years, 0, sir.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
check
again,
it. No, I lied. When I went through my move from Nebraska to St. Louis, I did actually ask for some help for that, and you guys came together and got me $400 worth of gas money, which filled up my U-Haul. So yes, I did have one time ever doing that, but it was for a move. So outside of that, 0.
there you go. And that's what it's about. People that are grifting are here for one thing, and they want money, and they're here for clicks. Now, dude, I could, if that's what I wanted, right? Like, I don't know how long it would even take me to find it right now, but like, say if that was my motive and that was what I was here to do, media, maybe this will pop. Yeah, I don't know if it'll pop it up any faster here, but you'll know when I'm going. The face that I posted a few weeks ago, right here. Like, all right, so you guys see my average posts, like with 40,000 followers flat. I may get 300 to 700 views on any given post that I post out, okay? Now, I didn't even post JFK Jr.'s, name in here, right? The only thing I wrote was, I won't say who I'm thinking of, but who does this guy look like an aged version of? That got 73,000 views, bro, which is way above, like, look, this one got like 4 million, even though it tells you 1 million now in analytics. Oh, our post from earlier, 200 views, 400 views, 1,000 views, 500 views, 3,300 views. So if I was here for grifting and money solely, I would be posting stuff like, oh, JFK Jr. is alive, another sighting of JFK Jr. Oh, Vincent Fusca. That's what people want to see a lot on here for whatever reason, dude.
I know. I think the JFK Jr. posts get a lot of traction, but I'm happy about that because, I'm happy about that because, of course, most people know my whole thing is I think JFK Jr. is Q, legitimately. Like, that's where my true belief sits. So anytime I get to post something out about JFK Jr., I'm excited. If I see somebody else post about him, I get excited. So I get why people get that way.
Oh, definitely. All right. Now, I played this on Monday because my co-host Mac had brought this up, dude. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it or not. But, dude, this is some craziness. And I know Hulk had a different video where we touched a little bit on some Kurt Cobain stuff here. But, dude, by the time this video is done, if you're not like, holy crap, I will be surprised. This is crazy with all the connections. Because remember, you had, after Kurt Cobain died, you had that woman, it's a woman, Louise Taylor, who was trying to do the whole grifting thing on Kurt Cobain's name, like she did with Prince, like she tried to do with Britney Spears. That is the woman, essentially, that Liz Crokin made the video about when she made the video of Slave Princess about Britney Spears. It was more about the people that encapsulate her and go around her, dude. So this is like 2.5 minutes, but dude, listen to the connections and the craziness that's in here. It's bananas.
Cobain was killed because he found out there was handlers around him. Listen to this. Dave Grohl's father wrote speeches for Ronald Reagan. Dave Grohl came up in the DC punk scene. Dave Grohl was not an original member of Nirvana. Dave Grohl joined Nirvana after Nirvana moved from Sub Pop Records to Geffen Records. Geffen Records was owned by David Geffen. David Geffen was roommates with Courtney Love's father at one point way back in the day. Courtney Love's father used to manage the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead used to be known as the Warlocks and performed Rosicrucian rituals while performing on rose petals. Love is also from the DC punk scene and was a CIA sex kitten helping traffic drugs and LSD, just like the Grateful Dead did. Henry Rollins is also from the DC punk scene, and his father also worked for an American president, Richard Nixon, helping the U.S. get off the gold standard. Henry Rollins was also not a founding member of Black Flag. Dave Grohl was introduced to Nirvana and to Kurt by a guy named Buzz from the Melvins, who always had a weird contempt for Kurt Cobain. Right when Kurt Cobain was kind of deciding to get sober and to clean up his life, Pat Smear was introduced into Nirvana. Pat Smear becomes the future guitarist of the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters' first album has a gun on the cover. Dave Grohl is known as the quote-unquote nicest guy in rock and roll for 20 years until he's outed as having a kid out of wedlock with a woman. In 1992, Kurt Cobain is asked his thoughts on the Grateful Dead, to which he responds he would piss on them while wearing a t-shirt saying "Kill the Grateful Dead," a handmade shirt he made himself, referencing him knowing everyone around him was a handler and or fed. Courtney Love's father wrote a book about how Courtney Love actually was one of the people who killed Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was killed because he started finding out what was going on around him, began signaling it was going to fire Dave from Nirvana and go solo. Why did Chris Novoselic not join the Foo Fighters, but Pat Smear did? Why was Dave Grohl pushed so hard by the music industry and by PR firms saying he's the nicest guy in rock for 20 to 30 years? We know that if everyone is pushing the same agenda, it's a psyop. The Foo Fighters are what the industry wanted Nirvana to be. The nicest guys in the music industry are the most dangerous. Check out the entire breakdown here.
Pretty wild connections there, huh?
Wow, makes sense to me, but wow, holy crap.
A lot of them I knew, but nobody knew all of those.
No, when it came to the details about Grohl and the higher people around Nirvana, and when he got to especially the detail, I'm like, I knew none of that.
That's just crazy. And, you know, I didn't have really a plan to play that. That was actually, like I said, Mac had dropped it last week for the show. But so many connections. And then people wonder, like, how do they pick who gets famous and not, dude? You know,
and that's the problem, too, is you get bands or people out there. How do they go viral? How do they get out there so fast? Well, because you have every single industry working together to say, hey, check this person out. And suddenly everybody knows about them. They blow up instantaneously and they get the person they want exactly where they want them.
Yep. And dude, my buddy, I'm going to stop by his house after the show later on. And I'm having him look for my son because we're, you know, remodeling and taking down, you know, he's got we still have we had like an old quilt on one of his walls from like, you know, with like the alphabet, like A for anteater and B for, you know, different animals and stuff. So my buddy's big into merch as far as like sports memorabilia. And my son's favorite football player or favorite athlete, don't ask me why, I mean, he is great, but is Aaron Rodgers, which I actually kind of like because he's already, you know, he's done the ayahuasca stuff and he's kind of based, you know what I mean? And he's not like one of these woke idiot athletes. But dude, you want to talk about, I said to my buddy, hey, can you look out for some, you know, Aaron Rodgers stuff, maybe a jersey or a signed, you know, whatever. He's like, dude, he's like one of the most expensive guys to get merchandise from.
Yep.
Dude,
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Guess how much for a signed jersey? Take a wild guess.
$1,200.
I'll take it. Let's see. I'll take
more
it.
than that, huh?
Oh god, dude, I was seeing prices like 7,000. Like
what?
All right, this one right here, 328. That's something I could do. This is eBay, so you don't know if this is legit or not. Oh, okay, and it's a thing there. It's a this is eBay, so it's not a buy it now price. So right here, all right, that's not gonna. So yeah, anything that's actually of legitimateness is absolutely crazy. I was looking at one of these last night. I was like, oh, that's not bad. It's like $60 or whatever. I was like, that's cool. You know, 8x10. Look at this. A helmet.
Oh my god.
Anybody wants to buy a gift for my son? Dude, 8x10 photo. 8x10. We're not talking feet here. We're talking 8 inches by 10 inches. $600, dude.
Holy shit.
Right? Oh, dude. Aaron Rodgers rookie card for $120. Ships free, almost gone. If he signed it, I would take it.
Look next to that, $4,300 for Brady and Rodgers. Now that'd be one I would want because I'm a Tom Brady guy.
Dude, you want to talk about now? My brother Jay, he had a phase there. It was actually after my mother passed away, which he was buying a lot of boxes of football cards, right? Dude, he pulled out of one of these boxes he bought. It was number 3 of 25, so they only made 25 of these cards, and it was a game-used jersey of Tom Brady and Joe Montana, and signed by both.
No.
A game-used jersey signed by Brady and Joe Montana. He ended up selling it, I think, for like $2,000 off of some other dude we worked with that does this memorabilia stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I said maybe you could find somebody who's not as good at sports to look up to. No,
Jeez,
just kidding, dude. So this was interesting. So kind of staying on the Muslim. I don't know if I was even there still, but here we go. We're going back to it. Perhaps thought this was pretty interesting. Isn't it a coincidence? Obama's now meeting with leaders of other nations. It just so happens that the month of July has many Q deltas that are littered with mentions of Barack Hussein Obama.
You said running. July. You said July. It says May.
Wait, what did I say? Oh,
you said July.
May? Did I? Oh my God! Wow. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I'm taking my. Dude, I gotta get over for a weigh-in.
I was following your reading, and when you said July, I'm like, what, am I reading something wrong?
I'm slamming another one of these Unamates because I need the extra energy today. So generally I wouldn't have even a second one this late, but I have like a half of one. Because I told Kate on the show the other day, 2 of these suckers will have you flying, and you will absolutely be zinging for sure. But dude, I need to get over for a weigh-in. It's been like another, it's been a good week and a half or so. And so at last weigh-in, I think I'm down like 25 pounds since February. So we're almost 3 months, maybe. February, March, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 3 months, 25 pounds. So if you lose it too fast, you gain it back too fast, too. That's what they tell you. But I am so much happier, dude, with this, Unicity Unamate than I am with coffee. Because not only that, dude, it wakes. I don't know if you've noticed how fast it wakes you up when you drink this stuff, dude. It's like almost like 2 minutes. I could be dead ass tired like I was this morning, and I made one of these, chugged like half of it, and like 3 minutes later, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Bing, bing, bing. Like, yep, here we go. And the best part of it for me is I used to get, I wouldn't say sick to my stomach, but like, the coffee with the caffeine and the cream, kind of does a little number on your stomach, right? And so maybe it's just the cream itself. I don't know, but not having the coffee and then having this instead, I feel so much better. Like, feel great. Wait, what do they call that system?
The pun.
I think it's called feel good system, which I think it should be feel great, shouldn't it? But that's for me.
It's a walking, talking pun, bro. It legitimately is. How you feel today? I feel great. Oh, shout out MatrixSpecial.com. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
See? Yeah, you did. But, dude, I can't believe I said that. So, okay. It just so happens that the month of November, just so happens that the month of May, Q deltas are littered with mentions of Barack Obama, Hussein Obama, running a shadow presidency effort against President Trump via, wait for it, efforts to meet with world leaders either ahead or after President Trump. All of this is coming full circle. Obama is a traitor to the United States of America. He was installed as president by foreign powers. He was part of a 16-year plan to destroy America, which would have been 8 for Hillary and 8 for Obama. And then when she lost, they all lost. Now all of their crimes are catching up to them. They have no choice but to try to fight their way out of this, but there's no way out of this. They will all be charged with treason. And dude, you know what I'm really loving about this is the people that are out there going, oh, they need to get these guys charged because, the statute of limitations is about to be up on A, B, and C. And I'm like, don't think so. When you have a grand conspiracy like this, and then these idiots are continuing to back up their plan of going after President Trump and basically being treasonous against him the whole way through. So where that stuff started in 2015, 16, and then kept going all the way up until this very day where I think, who was it? Cash said it last week. They're doing it still. I believe it was Cash, but said they're still doing it now. So every overt action that these guys still take to add in for the cover-up, they keep extending that window, and so it becomes fresh. And so, dude, I'm loving this right now, and I'm seeing a major exposure going on now. And to your point about, Obama coming up heavily into the drops recently, and President Trump is just hat tipping Obama in a bad way, left and right lately.
Yep. And I see all the shadow presidency ones there got pulled. We're missing one. Oh, I see one of them's in there. One of them is in there. The Hussein timeline, the pink picture says the Hussein timeline, 1/2017 to today, cross against POTUS schedule, cross against White House visitor log. This will become relevant very soon. So in that bottom left side pink picture.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that one there. It says Hussein timeline. So that's one thing that I was looking for. But on my side, if you want to go to the drops real quick, I just have you pull it up real easy.
You know which
one
number?
of the two. Yeah, well, if there's two of them. That's what I'm going to have you go to the drops. It's type in ahead of POTUS. You'll come up with 2 drops. This is, so as soon as you read that, I went to these drops over here. So I saw the pictures. I'm like, maybe they have it. Nope, they missed it. 609 and 236 says, why did Hussein travel ahead of POTUS? 236, why does Hussein travel ahead of POTUS? So what he's doing, he's going to other countries, right? There you go. Why did Hussein travel behind POTUS? Think Asia, North Korea. So what is he doing? He's now officially going back to the drops and doing what they told us back in 2018 and 2017. Traveling ahead / behind POTUS to other countries.
That's crazy. And dude, I kept noticing it seemed to me, and I don't know which one of these are. These are 2017, and I'm sure they go, all right, so just 27 and 18. Where was I going with this? It seemed to me like a lot of the 2018 deltas were coming up this year. And so I wonder if, like, as we start to get into next year, if like more of the 2019s will come up, and then after that the 2020s, because regardless of the speed of prosecutions and indictments on these people, like none of this stuff is going to be wrapped up and done within the next 2 years or so. You know what I mean? Like it's going to take the time to even bring these people in front of, even if it happens to be, Gitmo and tribunals. Even though those are short cases, there's so many people to charge, right? So it's not going to be a quick thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, 100%. And what is there, 600,000 sealed indictments plus? Although we don't know where they are with that. Let's just say that they need to go through all those and deal with all that still. If they do, which I don't believe is true, then that's a lot of work. That's not something that's done quick. So we're watching the narrative play out. We don't truly know what's going on behind the scenes. So we think we know there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but we got to remember that regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, they have to play stuff out with the narrative, and we know that plays slowly because that's playing on the wheels of justice. So
absolutely. Who was saying that earlier? We're gonna laugh our butts off in 1 second, but I want to thank a couple of people here really quickly, starting with my brother Tron who had rated the stream a little bit earlier, so appreciate that, brother. And then I'll pop that one up there. Thank you there. Jules Patriot dropped a $50 Rumble rant, says enjoy your Sunday show. Thank you. I will. Or does that mean you do, or does that mean I should? But I will, and I am. But thank you. And then 15 Tony BA dropped a $10 rant and says, have a great weekend. I am. The American beat the Chechen last night. The move is pretty much done. And I will finally I think I'll actually get to exhale tonight, Matrix. So that'll be a good thing. Finally.
Yeah, them diamonds, baby. I got a couple over here too.
Diamonds are forever.
They are. Mr. Grass 41, thank you for that $20 Rumble rant. Says, buckle up, the ride's going to be glorious. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr.
Speaking
Grass.
Of Mr. Who?
Right? Exactly. Diamonds, Frog Dog 13, welcome and good to see you. Thank you for the $10 Rumble rant. Says, I'm thoroughly enjoying the show. Thank you to you guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Frog Dog, and welcome everybody out there. We will get to the pilled donations at the end of the show, because those will not disappear ever on us, that's for sure. But welcome everybody. Smack the red pill, smack that thumbs up, or whatever that positive affirmation button is, wherever we are live.
Ever. Where was this here? I think it was here. Let me see.
crazy. I don't want to be associated with violence of any kind.
And then what happened?
And then what happened? Let me see here.
Can't stand her.
I'm not going to pull it up. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen here, but let me see. Unmute this tab here. See? There we go. This is what she reminded me of.
and then nothing else because I'm done ordering. Okay.
And then?
And then?
No.
No, what then?
See, all I want is the 3 orders of the garlic chicken and the 3 orders of the white rice.
And then?
And the soup, dude. Oh, and the wonton soup.
And then?
And the cookies fortune. Hey, and the fortune cookies. Yeah. So it's just the chicken, the rice, the soup, and the fortune cookies, and that's it.
And then?
And then you can put it in a brown paper bag and come put it in my hand because I'm ready to eat.
And then?
I refuse to play your Chinese food, mine.
Okay. And then, I don't know.
I saw that movie in the movie theater, and though it's such a dumb movie, I laughed my ass off that whole movie. I loved that movie.
Yeah, dude. I like the comedies that are so stupid that they're funny. Like, you know,
Yes.
Shirley, you can't be serious.
Exactly.
I'm very serious. Stop calling me Shirley. Are you a pilot? There's a problem in the cockpit. What is it? That's the area up front where they fly the plane, but that's not important right now.
I like The Other Guys as well. The Other Guys is one of my favorite all-time stupid funny movies.
Oh, dude. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Gotta let me fly. Did you call himself a peacock?
They don't even have wings. I don't think they can fly. Maybe a few feet or something.
They can fly a little bit. They get a running start.
Yeah, that's actually funny. That's one of my favorite comedies as well because they're just. And actually, I was telling my son about it last night. I'm like, you got to watch this with me. It's too funny. I saw a couple clips of it.
I can literally quote The Other Guys start to finish. Nobody should ever watch The Other Guys with me because I will tell you what's coming the entire movie. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, Christine, it's a really nice house you have here, Christine. It's Christine.
It's Christine. Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Come to my house. He's like, all right, everybody stay here. You're going to go have sex with my wife. Okay. All right.
Hey, you get back here and make love to my wife.
I know you're thinking because of the beard, I'm really hairy, shaved. Oh God. So.
Oh man.
You're gonna love this one, dude. You know, hey, just hat tip. This is America, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we're Texas here. I'm pretty sure this is Texas. This is yes. This is not Islamophobia. It is pattern recognition. Texas already said it. Quote, not on our watch. The West must now choose. Enforce borders, ban Sharia courts, demand assimilation, or watch the gradual, quote, peaceful erosion of everything our ancestors died to build. Civilizational survival isn't bigotry. It's sanity. I mean, dude, think about this in the context of like, their whole thing is they want to push their religion on everybody. Like that is their whole thing. Like you talk about like Bible beating Christians, like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person. He's a Bible beater. That's all he ever wants to talk about. Like this is their whole mission is to recruit more people to become Muslim. Recruit. And that's all they want to do. But you have, I've seen what I call like respectful Muslims. Right. And I think, probably a majority of them might be. I don't know. I don't know them personally. But then you have the ones that are like I'm going to go blow up this thing for my 70 virgins or whatever. And it's like, when does religion ever tell you, like if you're following a religion that tells you it's okay to kill people in any circumstance, I'm not really wanting that religion to be, the main deal anywhere. You can kill the infidels. It's like, I don't like that. But, dude, it's getting bad, and you've already seen points where people like this guy may have actually even been this guy, where he went inside of a convenience store where there was a Muslim guy running it, and he's like, oh, you have tobacco back there and betting, and this is not halal. you need to remove this stuff, or we'll be back, essentially telling him like, hey, you need to remove this stuff because it's not the Muslim way. But listen to this, dude. This is crazy.
We are obliged as Muslims to take the authority away from the people who have it and implement the Sharia. Now, I hope that can come in a very peaceful way. I hope that we can do that in a way, where there's no bloodshed. If the Muslims have authority and they have the ability to remove oppression, they must remove the oppression. So we believe man-made law is oppression, because they are implementing non-Islamic law, violating their own sanctity. No, I think there are two types of jihad in which people are engaging in today. One is the jihad of the word, and the other is jihad of the sword. So in Britain, we are engaged in the jihad of the word. And, it's as important to remove the ideological foundation and, if you like, the pillars of Western civilization, like democracy and freedom and secularism, and to expose them, and to bring back people to worshipping the one true Lord, which is Allah.
Excuse me, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. But yeah, assimilate, or that's the thing, dude. I kind of equivalate it to like people voting, right? In certain areas, like, oh man, California is crazy expensive. Let's go move to Florida. And all right, well, voting time. Yeah, let's vote Democrat. It's very similar in this manner to me as this stuff is as well. They're going to keep pushing this stuff, and you heard what he said. Oh, I hope we can do it peacefully, Matrix. I really hope it can be done peacefully. So that's what implying that if it's not, you're going to get violent. Is that what you're saying? I don't like it, dude. And these people don't assimilate. That's the main issue, and that's the kind of point I just forgot that I swung back to, which was, people come to this other from a war-torn country like Ilhan Omar, right? Like, remind me what that country is like. Then we have a helicopter that went down over there or something like that, and third world nastiness. But then you're gonna come here and you want to bring the same horrible conditions that you were living in to the United States. Like, no, learn to speak the language. Like, dude, I know this this chick that's married to my buddy Joe, right? She is, and actually they just moved back to Portugal. She came with her family here when she was like 10, spoke fluent Portuguese, right? And when I met her, I just thought she was like some American chick that he met and married. And then all of a sudden one day we were talking and she was on the phone with her mother speaking fluent friggin' Portuguese. And when I tell you, dude, she did not have an accent at all. For probably 6 months, I didn't know she was Portuguese. I had no idea. Right. Wow. And so that's assimilating. You come into a country, you learn the language, you blend in, you get a job, you have a family, you get married, and then, I got my resources up to the point where now I can actually move back to my home country and live a nice life there. And that's what they did. They took their 3 kids and they moved back to Portugal. And now she's living in her homeland, and he's happy to do it because he was, a teacher and a wrestling coach and whatnot. And he's retired now too as well. So, like, assimilate when you come to another country. Don't try to change it and make it the shithole that you just escaped. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. And one thing I kind of laugh about, too, about this, radicals like to say die by the sword, and they like to carry around machetes. Well, sorry for you, but I got a 40 cal sitting here that'll beat your machete real quick any day. And that's what the Second Amendment's for, too. Since Trump came in office, we've seen guns go through the roof. We've seen ammunition go through the roof as far as being bought. And, of course, I think that one of the few things that I don't really ever bring up is I don't believe a civil war is going to happen because we're told no civil war is going to happen. But I think one of the last things that on American soil that's probably going to have to happen is some form of, I'm going to guess, I'll use the word Sharia law fight, but a Muslim or is a radical fight with people that want Sharia law, like down in Texas with that town and other places like in Michigan and Dearborn, Michigan. I think there's going to be some, probably some bloodshed between the two, and that part has to be taken out completely. And I think that's where bloodshed in America or the scare event might come into play. Yeah, and it's not fun. Like I said, I got a Second Amendment right, so you guys want to try and not assimilate and come against me, you're going to get your ass blown away. So all I can say, and I hope every other American feels that way, is all I can say.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's some countries like, the one we escaped from that you can't have a gun. And so that guy with a stick will, unless you can defend yourself well, which, admittedly most people cannot, right? Like it's interesting to see, like Joe Rogan talks about it from time to time. He's like, you ever see somebody like gets into a street fight? He's like he shows like a thing where like this guy picked a fight with like a UFC fighter, and obviously the guy didn't know who he was, but he's like, when you're doing something like this, you're fighting an elite athlete. He goes, most average people, your adrenaline gets going, and you maybe 30, 45 seconds. Anything after that, you're done. You're gassed, right? Yep. And if anybody doesn't believe me, and I think it's so funny too when I watch UFC fights, and I'm like, they just fought for 25 minutes and they're looking like they're exhausted because they are. And I wrestled, you know what I mean? And wrestling is the most, strenuating thing I've ever done in my life. And when you lock up with somebody and you're pressing all of your force towards them and they're doing the same towards you, it exhausts you quickly. And so I would challenge anybody that is like complaining that people, get a little lazy towards the end of the fight. Just stand up. And just hop up and down on 2 feet for a minute, just 1 minute, and then let me know how you feel after that. Most people, and I'm not saying everybody, but most people out there will be like, and that's just a minute of only hopping up and down. So mix in running side to side, forward and back, swinging punches, kicks, and this, that, and the other. But somehow I got there from England not allowing people to have guns. See, I can always bring it back to UFC. It's like Kevin Bacon.
That's funny. Oh, that's great. I mean, here's the thing too, is like growing up and also especially in my 20s and early 30s, let's just say I was in really good shape. And especially in my 20s too, I was doing all the running all the time. So I was really cardio driven. It's also back when I used to be let's just say a different person, and I would be willing to start a fight with anybody. And I was one of those people. And so looking back at that time and looking how the UFC's blown up, now that I'm now 40 years old, not in quite as good a shape, I still have the mindset that I could go do all that stuff. I wouldn't want to fight anybody right now, anywhere, because you have no clue what people can do anymore. When I was growing up and messing with people weren't like that. Like, it was a street fight, fist to fist. It was, kind of anything goes, but it was like, you fight somebody, it's over. Nowadays, man, you're going to end up fighting somebody who's a master black belt taekwondo jiu-jitsu master, and you have no clue. And they're like 5'5", 120 pounds, and they whip the shit out of you. And you're like, no, I ain't doing that no more. I'm trying to be more peaceful nowadays. So, yeah.
You just never know. Dude,
exactly.
I've said it a few times over the last many years, but hopefully none of these guys are listening. I'll put their real names out there. But it was, and actually I got my yearbook. I could actually probably show you pictures of these guys, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. But let's just say I won't put last names in there. There was this Italian kid, Anthony. He had a very Italian-sounding last name, too. Anthony.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, big time Goomba sounding. He was a big bully, and he was one of those guys that, like, in 8th grade, he was already fully grown. You know what I mean? Like, one of those type of dudes. So he was picking on this kid, Steve, who's, kid with glasses, little circular bottle, cap glasses and backpack, and kept to himself and never really talked with many people. And so this kid saw him as a target. And so, all right, we're fighting after school in the running at the circle there, the thing across the street from the school where the running track. That's where everybody would go and fight. So even our social studies teachers like, I got 20, busting. I got 20 on Anthony. And like everybody's like, yeah, Anthony's gonna friggin' stomp this guy out because Anthony's big and muscular and Steve is skinny and frail. And well, that fight lasted about 7 seconds. Anthony came in, swung twice, missed, and Steve gave him a jumping spin kick and knocked him flat out. And everybody's like, oh my word. Yeah. So they didn't know that. And the funny thing is too, a very similar situation happened with my buddy Mark growing up when we got into high school. Turns out my buddy Mark in 7th grade was number 2 in the country kickboxing. He went to the nationals and apparently got his ass kicked by some Chinese dude in California. And But he was like, dude, that dude was like Mr. Miyagi, whatever. But like, so my buddy he was number 2 in the country kickboxing. And, some people knew it, some people didn't. But this kid who was a junior started talking smack when we were in the 9th grade, it was. And he was telling my buddy Mark, I'm going to make you kiss my shoe and da-da-da-da. And, well, just say, long story short, by the time the fight was ended, and anybody that was there can remember this, it was like a legend around the school for years. Let's just say this kid that started with my buddy Mark had a Nike swoosh on his forehead.
Wow.
Yeah, Nike swoosh. And then he made him kiss his shoe.
That's awesome.
Only because he was told that he was going to have to kiss his shoe. Okay. All right, we'll get back into some more news if everybody wants more news. Oh, are we still in the World Health Organization?
No, but I know the World Health Organization is trying to get in on this antivirus.
Oh, look, I didn't even notice. Yeah, I didn't even notice that this account, I haven't, thankfully, I didn't like seeing this guy's account all the time. The artist formerly known as the Flip Flopper, Jess. He's him, this guy, and the Shipwreck Girl, and some of these people would just, I don't know. I just don't like the fact that they bash on Trump and bag on Trump so often. But then next week it's like, oh, Trump's kicking their ass. Look at this. Woohoo, USA. Buy my 3D printed shit. All right. Who's ready for Corona 2.0? This will be the IQ test of the century. And this idiot has the horrible feeling that the sheep will mask up and fall right in line. I will not comply. And dude, I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it right now too, which is repeats are necessary.
Yep.
You think that's why they're bringing this stuff in now, is because it was so obvious before? And what do you think? Do you think they're going to come out and try to press the same restrictions or a similar type of thing on this?
I do not think Trump's going to allow that to happen, no. But I do see maybe the World Health Organization trying to push their stuff a whole bunch, and that the news is going to go all crazy with antivirus crap, and that they'll try and force it on us and scare people. But I just don't see Trump allowing any kind of things going on like they did in COVID. I could be wrong, but I do not see that, because, again, he got rid of the WHO and whatnot. So I don't see them affecting us, but who knows?
Who knows? Oh, here we go.
Who knows? Exactly.
Oh.
So the owls want something done for hantavirus. The owls. There you go.
Very echoey in here. It's so wild being in here with nothing in the house. Like, I'm literally sitting in my old kitchen right now because the internet over at the other place sucks. So I can't get them on the phone until tomorrow, to where the manager of this place will have to call them because I'm not on there, and I don't even have them as my internet server. It's a excuse me, Cox Communications, and then they have another one called i3 Broadband, which is what I have. But I tried my phone on Wi-Fi. I was like, oh, cool. It was almost a gigabyte upload and 40 megabytes per second download. And I was on Wi-Fi. I plugged it into the computer. And it was like 0.1 upload. I'm like, yeah, no, can't go live with that.
No,
can't go live with that one. So
it's funny you said. I just did a speed test this morning on my computer whenever I was having a little of the issue with Pilled for a second. Yeah, and my stuff was run. My internet. I was hitting just under 1,000 download and upload.
Yeah, that's a gigabyte. Yep, gigabyte up, gigabyte down. That's very good. And yeah, plenty to go there. Dude, this is a very concerning thing, dude. And so remember, we've heard about Fauci with the dogs, right?
Yep.
And what did he do? Beagles that they put in there and had fleas attacking them and stuff. Dude, apparently it was even worse than that, dude. Unfortunately, I need to read this, but I don't think there's a video on it. Yeah, it's an 8-minute video from John Solomon. But dude, look at this article where it's in here. He wrote this article in 2005 or something like that, 2005. So Solomon's been on this for a while, and I believe that's why he was handpicked along with Sarah Carter and Hannity to an extent or whatever. A lot of people bust his beans about the CIA pin he always wears. It's like, don't you guys know where he came from? Mockingbird much? But all right. Actually, it's actually easier to read off my monitor or off my laptop than the monitor off of OBS. So let me see, make it a little bit bigger here. Perfect. Here we go. All right.
I'm glad you're bringing this up too. When you're done with this, I guarantee I'm gonna have something to add to it. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Anthony Fauci's quote, guinea pig kids in New York City, in which innocent foster care children were used as lab rats to test experimental HIV/AIDS drugs in partnership with NIH, Pfizer, and GlaxoSmithKline, resulting in the deaths of innocent infants. This documentary exposes how the city of New York has been forcing HIV-positive children under its supervision to be used as human guinea pigs in tests for experimental AIDS drugs trials funded by Anthony Fauci's NIH. All of the children were under the legal guidance of the city's Child Welfare Department, the Administration for Children's Services. Most live in foster care or independent homes run on behalf of the local authorities, and almost all of the children are believed to be African American or Latino. The BBC identified pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline and Pfizer as two of the pharmaceutical companies that provided the experimental drugs for the tests. Of course, both pharmaceutical companies are owned by BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who has $1 billion with a B invested into in the X platform, who has deemed most of you conservative accounts as, quote, not advertiser worthy here, resulting in the heavy monetization changes to ensure you aren't capable of being here to do this long term in a post-Trump era to ensure his London finance central banking masters can continue to destroy America without any of you exposing it while they wait Trump out. And of course, with Larry Fink owning 93% of the consumer goods that are sold in America through owning a majority of Wall Street shares, and all companies advertising on X would of course be owned by Larry Fink, including the soda companies that paid fake conservative accounts on X to post petitions that would allow his soda companies to remain on SNAP benefits to pump that toxic, cancer-causing crap into the homes of low-income families. This is disgusting, demonic activity. Quote, a pregnant Tennessee woman died in 2003 after she enrolled in NIH-funded research in hopes of saving her soon-to-be-born son from getting AIDS. A review found that doctors continued to administer an experimental drug regimen despite signs of liver failure. At least 10 children in a pediatric AIDS drug study died in what an investigation concluded was a death toll, quote, significantly higher than expected and unexplained, end quote. So, dude, like, I understand that, you need to do tests on things and whatever, but testing on children, whether they had AIDS or not, like, no. No. Such a no. It's not, I can't even express how much of a no that is. And again, I thought
Fauci did all his experiments with the AIDS stuff back in the 80s. Why? I didn't realize this stuff was, happening again now in 2003 and early 2000s or whatnot. I didn't realize that specific stuff was still going on.
Yeah. Be surprised.
Whoa. Huh? Yeah. Wow.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised because these people have no conscience, and I have to agree with the poster of this right here. This is disgusting, demonic activity, and dude, I genuinely wonder, how many of these people are demonically possessed that they could do some of the things that they've done over these last many years. I can't fathom, and again, we do this from time to time, and we say no, that could never happen, because we think, I could never do that. But these people don't live on the same, spectrum as we do. They live above, what's the word I'm looking for here? Conscious, or having any conscious? Conscience, yeah. So, yeah. And again, happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. And I'm just texting my son's texting me as we speak, but telling him to make sure he texts his mother or says Happy Mother's Day to her later. That's funny. What a good father.
You know what I think helps get these people into being able to do this their whole life as well, at least the higher up ones, is because they're born into it, and from a very, very young age, they're taken advantage of. They're probably raped, and then they're also taught to do the things they're doing, and they do it without a conscience because of that reason, because they were raised with no conscience. So that's kind of where I like, I don't know about Larry Fink specific. Let's just say he's one of them. It makes sense if he's willing to be doing all this stuff and still do the things he's doing if he was literally raised by other evil people teaching him to be this way. So when evil breeds evil, it typically comes out, well, more evil, typically.
That's for sure. But, the weird thing is, too, it's like, do you want to grow up and be the evil that you have seen your whole life, or do you want to be the opposite of that? You know what I mean?
Look what happened to look at what happened to Chester Bennington, son of John Podesta. He tried flipping around and doing something good, and they apparently killed him. I don't know if I believe it or not, but they apparently killed him.
Oh man, let me see. I could have sworn wasn't. Oh God, right here. I think I got it. I think I got it. I sent this to Bree a while ago. Let me see. I don't know how long this video is, but this is very interesting because I think one of the guys, or at least it's alleged that he made a comment about it. Remember, it was Chester Bennington and was it Chris Cornell?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me see. So I don't want to get bagged on this. But let's see what happens. 5-minute video. It is muted as we speak.
A lot of rock fans talking. For 9 years, the tragic deaths of Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington have been surrounded by dark theories and unanswered questions. But those theories always came from the outside. Now, one of their closest peers, a man who stood in the same rooms, shared the same stages, and attended both of their funerals.
So he's going to do the whole, background stuff and this, that, and the other. And so let me get back to the point in which this guy actually talks, perhaps.
They were involved in a documentary project called The Silent Children, aimed at exposing global child trafficking. Now,
that's a very important point that needs to be stressed, that they were allegedly going to be doing a child trafficking movie or video. And I heard the same about, and I don't know how true it is, but I also heard the same about, what's her name
Paul
there?
Walker?
Paul Walker also. And I think that can be said for probably a few different people as well. But Ellen DeGeneres' ex-girlfriend there that didn't die in that plane or the car crash.
Anne Hesh.
Yeah, she was also doing one of these videos as well. So yeah, just to break in to say that quick that they were allegedly about to expose some stuff here. So let's see.
Now, while fact checkers and representatives for the stalled film have denied their involvement, believers point to Chris Cornell's actual documented record. In 2012, Chris and Vicky founded a real foundation specifically to protect at-risk children from abuse and neglect. But one of the most explosive elements fueling this situation comes directly from Chester's own family. In a viral video, Chester's son Jamie relayed what his father allegedly told his mother before he passed. According to Jamie, Chester said, "You'll be proud of me when I finish what I've started. I'm undercover with my buddy Chris, and even though I can't tell you what I'm doing because you may lose your life, you will be so proud of me." Jamie also alleged that his father was disgusted by the time that his band spent around political figures, while Chester's other kids have publicly rejected these conspiracy theories, urging people to stop and saying they believe the official ruling. And that official record remains unchanged.
Oh, what do you think, dude? Staying away from political figures. Why would rockers want people to stay away from politicians, dude? That's a little weird, no?
I mean, when your dad's John Podesta, that would make a lot of sense to me.
Seems that way, right?
Yeah, sure does.
Seems a little weird.
Here's the thing: is I know a bunch of the Chester Bennington stuff. I've never really truly looked into. I don't know about a bunch about Chris Cornell, so I know about the situation, but I don't know a lot about the dude. So I can speak way more on Chester. But yeah, the Chester thing specific is when you look identical, you're built identical, like John Podesta, and you're in listen to their songs. Like, if you listen to their songs with the thought process of, oh, that's John Podesta's son, and he's speaking about what had happened to him his whole life, the music makes more sense, too, as well. So then you just saw the video where they're undercover, and they're going to expose something, and suddenly they die. Or did they die? Because just like we said, Paul Walker, same thing. And Paul Walker's death has a special date. It's exactly 6 years to the day that before George Bush Sr. was put to sleep. So I don't know. And you have the Paul Walker thing, too. I got to say this because, of course, some people are going to go there in the chat probably. Is then you have the whole conspiracy of, is Paul Walker actually J.D. Vance? So,
oh, God, yeah.
If you want to play with that one, I mean, then you could throw that there, too. And, of course, that's a cool one because the date, like I just said, that Paul Walker apparently died 6 years to the day before George Bush was taken out. And, of course, that's so you have a president that goes away 6 years later. And is what if, I don't know if I believe this one or not, but what if Paul Walker's playing the role of J.D. Vance? That'd be just freaking hilarious.
He's like, come on, Dom.
I love it. I love the conspiracy theory, but it's not one I'm like fully engulfed in. I just think it's a really funny one.
I gotcha. Hey, you want to do a Rumble wallet? I would do a kid's guide, but I don't know if you got you got 750.
Nah, I don't have 750. Nah, I got 455 over here.
You know what sucks is that Pilled, and it's not Pilled's fault. I think it's the API or however it does. It just doesn't report back to the thing. So it tells me right now we got 394 on YouTube, and tells me we got 1200 on Rumble. But then it just gives me like a globe for the Pilled. It doesn't report back. It doesn't report back comments or the numbers.
Right. They do, I think, okay, so I don't know why they're doing this, but it's because Pilled.net is built by Patriots for Patriots. We're not on all the platforms for the apps, so they don't recognize Pilled the same way they do other platforms. And the reason why is because Pilled.net cannot be shut down by anybody. And the only way they can is if we get on the app stores. So that's the reason why we don't get the privilege of being on the Rumble thing to give me, which would probably put me over the top too. So,
well,
which is fine.
Which is interesting, too, is that, and, I don't want to say anything that's going to get any, obviously, I don't think my voice is big enough to get anybody in trouble or whatever, but, like, Rumble is on the App Store, right? And they're still allowed to do pretty much whatever they want, dude. And, again, between me and you and the, few thousand people listening, we can play whatever we want there. And I've never gotten so much as an email saying, oh, this video that you put in was copyright protected and needs to be removed. On Rumble?
Yep.
Really?
I tried playing Oak Island. I tried playing Skinwalker Ranch. I tried playing the movies to decode. I had to do all of those on Pill.net exclusive because all those videos were taken down off my Rumble without me knowing.
Really?
They just completely disappeared off my Rumble. They didn't say anything to me. They just took them off my Rumble. And when I noticed that, I realized Rumble's still like that. So if you play a whole TV show, if you play a whole movie or anything along those lines, Rumble will take that video off your page. So that's why I tell people on my sites, like, eventually I will be doing more like movie decode or stuff like that. And that will have to be on Pill.net no matter what, because even Rumble doesn't allow that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I could see a whole... if it's a whole show or a whole episode and you're just presenting it like that, then I could see. But yeah, I didn't think that they would even do that at all. But okay, you got a Rumble wallet ready?
Yep, sure do. Whenever you're ready.
Clicking as we speak and clipping to accept.
Yep.
You good to go, sir?
Go for it.
Here. Quick question. How much control do you actually have over your money right now? Technology has changed everything, and now it's changing how money works. Crypto started as a niche, but now it's going mainstream. Faster payments, more control, fewer middlemen. This isn't hype, it's just where things are going. And getting started today is easier than you think. That's where Rumble Wallet comes in. With Rumble Wallet, you can buy Bitcoin and hold dollar-backed stablecoins, even own digital gold backed by real gold all in one place. Setup is simple. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your debit card, credit card, or bank account and be up and running in minutes. It's not about the amount, it's about getting in early and understanding what's coming next. And once you're set up, you can even tip your favorite Rumble creators like me or Matrix directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. Take control of your money. Get started with Rumble Wallet today. Boom.
Boom.
Boom, shakalaka laka. All right, so let's see if we're staying on this type of. I got. Let me see. Ascending. I gotta remove. I gotta put somebody back in that may have been removed. Let me see. Matrix, you want to say hello for somebody for a second? I just gotta.
Yes, I got a perfect timing because I had to refresh my Rumble studio, so this will disappear on me. But Jules, welcome in over here on my side of the Rumble show. There we go. Thank you for the $50 Rumble rant as well. And says, I love you and Space Shot Sunday shows. I bounced over here to give some to you too. Thank you very much, Jules.
Oh, nice.
She goes by Jules Patriot, but she's let me know she likes to go by Jules only. So I'm trying to learn not to read her name when I see it. I just Jules. So thank you very much, Jules. And welcome in, everybody. While he's dealing with that, again, smack that red pill, smack that thumbs up. Get us on that leaderboard once again. Share us on out, because sharing us on out is also part of that algorithm, for sure. I've been learning that. The more reposts, the better the algorithm actually is working as well. So just make sure you're sharing us on out. That'd be great on all platforms as well. So whether you're on Pilled, on Rumble, where else do you stream from? Is it
YouTube,
X?
Rumble, Pilled? That's it.
Oh, okay. So YouTube's actually the only extra one now. Okay. I remember you were on DLive. DLive shut down, right?
Yes. I think they may be still going, but I had to stop. But yeah, I'm sending Wheezy a text right now. I don't know if it's a Einstein universe, but the only person that I'm seeing is being removed today is Shit Stained Thong, which I think that was from yesterday or a couple of days ago, and I think that was correct. But the only thing that was today is a Einstein universe. So I'll unblock or unmute that person there. We'll see if that's it. There we go.
I just opened up your YouTube is up on my end now too. I forgot. I got to make sure I keep that open. Somebody threw me that rant last week and said I got to watch the Rumble chat or YouTube chat. So,
well, we get some. Yeah, it's the only person removed, so it should be good.
That does remind me. I know I will forget this later. I have one thank you to say that happened right before our show. I have a buy me a coffee from, I'm not going to say the whole name. I'll just say Norman. Thank you very much for that. Buy me a coffee, and said, just wanted to send my appreciation for your work. Thank you very much, Norman. I did get that. I just wanted to make sure I did that during the show. Thank you very much.
Awesome. We do appreciate it. Let's see. We got to keep it appreciated. All right. What else do we got on my cornucopia of fun here? Actually, this might be worth just to touch on again as a quick second. I think we did this towards the end of the show the other day, and I just wanted to verify with everybody and for you to see as well, Matrix. I was asking during the show, my buddy at PPR_Mile, M-I-L-E, he's probably done more research into any of this COVID and medical, viruses, pneumonia than anybody I've ever met in my life, like into it like crazy. So somebody had dropped this during the show, and I was like typing up here like, yes, he said it's legit. So he basically said that this part is legit. This person, Irish Patriot, posted out, says involves Andes, South America. But here's a hantavirus fact sheet from the early 90s from a government health department. It clearly states hantavirus is not contagious. Everybody learn this and pass it on. And it basically said, he was saying like, he was basically saying that, it's don't inhale, rat urine and things like that. He says simple.
Oh yeah, that's simple. Yeah, let me go find some rat urine and not inhale it. Okay.
That's literally what he says. Is what did he say? He goes simple. Just don't inhale. Don't get near rat shit, urine, or saliva. Fairly simple. Which I think is,
unless you live in New York City, of course.
Oh God, I mean, and again, probably why these things are coming back, because of all the nasty, uncleanliness, dude.
Wasn't the Black Plague caused by rats too?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. Let me see. Oh, this was. Let me see. Do I have everything for? Oh, okay. All right, I think this is going to be the last thing I have on this ridiculous friggin' fake virus that's going on here. Furkan Gozukara posted this one out and says, was it this morning? Dr. Pierre Corey exposes a massive media anomaly. He reveals over 100,000 articles were published globally about hantavirus in days. He confirms this massive coordination is entirely unnatural. Why is a minor outbreak suddenly consuming the global media cycle? Repeats are necessary?
And I think that's the coordination is another thing that should actually help, I guess, wake some people up or help other people that when you do coordinated efforts like this is what should help you know it's a psyop. The coordinated efforts across the board should always tell you psyop, especially when it's all the left-leaning things and the right side things just don't seem to have that stuff. That usually tells you you're looking at an op regardless. So just want to throw that out there.
True. Absolutely true. What did okay, so we're kind of going into something else here. Oh, this needs to be exposed, dude. How long is this? All right, I'm gonna let her play a little bit of this because I gotta literally run upstairs and go pee-pees quick. Hit the men's room. But listen to what this woman is doing, and not only doing, but what is she testifying here? Testifying against herself, apparently. So here we go.
In January, Trump issued an executive order threatening tariffs on any country supplying fuel to Cuba. This was this January, just a few months ago. And oil shipments from Venezuela, that's where Cuba had been getting its oil, were halted after the U.S. operations to kidnap Nicolas Maduro. Since January, only one Russian tanker of oil has made it to Cuba. In fact, it landed just a couple of days before I landed. And one tanker has enough oil basically for 10 to 14 days of Cuba's oil needs. So it's a very limited amount of time. Now, Russia has said they're going to send another tanker. I was in conversations with the ambassadors from Mexico and some other places, and I know other countries in Latin America are trying to figure out how to get oil there. But it is a crisis beyond imagination. Just this past Friday, on May 1st, Trump signed a broad executive order that widens sanctions and allows for new penalties, similar to what we have for Iran and Russia, against foreign banks and firms that are dealing with Cuba, and it also reinforces the ban on U.S. tourism. I have called these sanctions an economic bombing of the infrastructure of Cuba. It is illegal, it is against the war. We've been talking about this in Iran, obviously, to bomb the infrastructure of any country. That is against international law. This is essentially doing the same thing. It is bombing the infrastructure of Cuba with economic sanctions that essentially ensure that the infrastructure.
What do you think, dude?
Interesting.
Colluding.
Yeah, it's 100% colluding. It's just weird because it's kind of like I can't even name names of exactly who it was, but it seems like lately people are putting out their own collusions, right in public, and it's like one of those things we just like are these people controlled, like James Comey and whatnot? Like, how are these people walking out and burying themselves like this and quote unquote getting away with it? It's probably because every last one of them is being forced to do this. Look at right here. Look at the video we're looking at. This looks like somebody set this up in their living room, put a little curtain up, put a couple flags up, and here, all right, go. And action. That's what it looks like. So it's more of the bullshit. That's all it is. That's what I see. It's her putting herself out there. Collusion, 100%.
Oh God, you gotta love it, dude. So we were talking a little bit earlier about who our main enemies might really be out there, right? Like we get the BBs all the time. We always get that. But is it a country behind them that may be pushing some of this stuff? I don't know, dude. But let's see. Did Keir Starmer resign today, buddy?
I heard that, didn't I?
they're saying it, they're reporting it, but it's looking very interesting, dude. So clearly this guy was connected with a lot of, let's just say, unsavory people. But again, it is, people are looking at like, oh, Trump's gonna, do all the insurance for the boats in the Strait of Hormuz, and wait, Lloyd's of London used to do that, and it's like, oh wait, are they taking power away from these people? Because what does it all boil down to? Like, why is gas so expensive? And I'm kind of gonna go off on a side note tangent here, which is, I was talking to my son, and he's like, oh, gas prices and things are pretty expensive still, and I'm like, I said, do you think Trump or the Republicans or anybody who's running for Republicans would have a tough time being elected? Let's say if, I don't know, Trump got rid of taxes and then a gallon of gas was like 50 cents or $1. Think they'll have a good chance of the Republicans winning the next election? Because that's where I see it going. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you are kind of seeing that, but I'm looking at that as how it's kind of going to roll out, because once they kind of take away the, in my opinion, manufactured wars that are there, because we know that all these people, the machine and the playbook for years is you go into a country, you destroy it, and then who makes money, right? All these contractors and all these NGOs and whatnot. And because we have to have all the oil and gas go through this area. It's dangerous, and they always have to have the boogeyman. But if they can get the boogeyman gone, and people can start taking care of their own regions, and we're starting to be a mass exporter of oil, there's no reason that we should be paying even more than $1 a gallon for gas at this point. And that's where I genuinely see things are headed, because when you take the indicators of what he's doing and kind of boil it all down, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Gas got down to under $2 a gallon just recently. So there's absolutely no reason in any way, shape, or form that it can't get to be under $1 a gallon, which I've actually seen a couple times in my life when I was younger. I still remember seeing 89 cents at one point. So I've seen that before in my lifetime, so I know it's possible. And considering it got under $2 a gallon literally in the last few months before Iran started up, that shows you it can easily happen, because once everything is fully unleashed, that gas can probably, it won't, but it could probably get down to 50 cents a gallon and they'd be fine, because we'd be making so much money off of it. But they won't do that. So seeing $1 plus would make me happy. Let's just say that.
Oh, hell yeah. That would be lovely. And admittedly, I don't drive as much as I used to, so gas prices don't really bug me too much. But I will note that I think I paid $3.99 for like 18 eggs, which, I don't know, a couple of years ago, that same 18 eggs was like $7.99. I know that for sure. So
yeah,
certain things are cheaper.
Same exact eggs during the COVID period, like a 12 thing of eggs was like $8, and just recently when I bought them, they were the same eggs. They were literally, I think, three something. So they've cut the price in half from however many years ago it was, 3-4 years ago when I did the same thing. Like literally, the price has literally dropped immensely on them.
Great, yeah, and since is very timely talking about food and things along those lines, I got this one from a few days ago, which I never got to get into a show, but this is crazy. But guess what? Guess who's not going to be shocked? Because it's pretty hard to shock me about government and organizational suppressions of truth lately. I just, it's too easy to believe that they lie to us all the time. So here we go.
They suppressed the data for 16 years. 2 other large studies failed to show an association. Finally, the study trickled out in the medical literature. Nobody noticed it. Those on the low-fat group had higher rates of heart attacks. Why? Maybe because when you avoid fat, you have to pound food with carbohydrates, and often ultra-processed carbohydrates stripped of fiber and chopped up. It functions like sugar. We created a generation of children with low protein, high carbohydrates, sugar addiction, and on burdened with ultra-processed foods. And what did we do as a medical field? Drugged them at scale. Those days are over. We are telling people the truth about food. They suppressed the data for 16 years. Two other...
Holy crap.
Right?
Now, go ahead and speak your piece on this.
Well, I mean,
I know what I'm going to say.
I mean, dude, they just, and I had been joking, like, halfway joking maybe. But I did believe it to a certain extent that, like, dude, wouldn't it be funny if, like, when they fix the food pyramid, they just flip it upside down? Like, literally, I've been saying that for quite a while. And, geez, wouldn't you know? They've been lying to us about stuff very badly for quite a while. And, dude, going low sugar, dude, I have not felt so good in many years, physically.
Before you say that, that's where I'm going to go.
No, that's it. I'm good.
Okay, that's I was going to say. Okay, so where you're going with it, where you were about to say is where I'm going to go. So with him saying that, everybody, of all things in the world, over 88% of Americans suffer from something called insulin resistance, which is caused by what he's talking about, the ultra-processed foods that are stripped of fiber with sugar added into them. How can you still manage to eat those same foods, which you shouldn't, but you cut them out, and then somehow reverse that insulin resistance and get yourself healthy, get that fiber in your body, and literally start making yourself healthier? Oh, that's right. It's called the Feel Great Protocol that both me and Spaceshot are on right now, and you're hearing Spaceshot losing all this weight. What he just said sparked that in my head. I was like, holy crap. It's the ultra-processed foods, the no fiber, and the sugar added. What have you done? You yourself, sir, have stripped your sugar. You're not even drinking coffee. You're getting your fiber in. You're losing weight, and you're feeling great. It's amazing. I'm not even trying to do an ad right now, but he just led me into talking about the Feel Great Protocol. So with that said, MatrixSpecial.com, SpaceshotSpecial.com. If you'd like to reverse your insulin resistance, maybe get rid of your diabetes, maybe even your high blood pressure, check out the Feel Great Protocol. No joke.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten permission from Chris Schaus, who told me that I was okay to tell people that she got her blood work, and she'd only been on it for like 6 months or something like that, or less, maybe even. But she said after 20 years, no longer pre-diabetic. So like that alone right there is huge. And then again, dude, with the lack of sugar, I had they literally ran out of the zero stuff I was drinking, and so I got a regular version of Powerade. And I took a sip of it, dude, and I swear when I drank it, it was like I was drinking. It was just gross to me, and it was because it had regular sugar in it. And from not having or drinking stuff with sugar in it for a few months, and then having regular, a regular sweet drink again, it was like it wasn't even sweet to me. It was just like, ugh, this is gross. And so I literally spit it right. I didn't even swallow. I put it in my mouth. I was like, that is nasty, absolutely gross. So. Yeah, the no sugar route is the way to go for sure. And, people will say, and I used to be one of those people and be like, well, Splenda is probably not so good either. And right. And I'm sure anything that they're putting in to sweeten something is not how it's meant to be. So I'm sure anything at excess is a bad thing, right? Too much sugar, too much Splenda, too much sweet and low, too much anything. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. And again, I'm 25 pounds down, and I still need to do another weigh-in for this week. So we'll see where I'm down now. But a lot of people, anybody that's taken it has had really good results that I've seen, that have called and emailed and told me about. This is weird, dude, and I didn't even plan to play this, but this is weird because you were just mentioning something about this. But look at this, dude. Hustle Bitch account wrote, Ozempic is making people fall out of love, and now relationships are collapsing. A doctor tied to Johns Hopkins and the NIH just went on camera and dropped something nobody else is talking about. Not the weight loss, not the appetite, the person. Thousands on Ozempic and Wegovy are reporting the same pattern. Food doesn't hit the same. Hobbies feel empty. Even people they once loved feel different. And it's not subtle. Therapists are now seeing couples where one partner says, I feel like I'm living with a completely different person. Less emotion, less connection, less interest in intimacy. Researchers already know GLP-1 receptors aren't just in the gut. They're in the brain areas tied to reward, motivation, and bonding. Maybe this isn't the shrinking waistlines. isn't just the shrinking waistlines. It may be quieting the entire reward system across everything. Food, pleasure, attachment, all of it. Some users aren't just losing weight, they're losing the emotional intensity that made them who they are. Same body, different person. Are these drugs fixing health or quietly rewiring what we feel? And if the reward system gets turned down across the board, what happens to love? Dude, so... And I saw another story below. It says that people that lose weight from Ozempic are looked down upon even more than people who don't lose weight. It's like, oh, you cheated or whatever. And again, this stuff that they're doing, I think it's actually like right here. Amount of anti-Ozempic and GLP. So this person, Tyler, is probably taking it and saying, the amount of anti-Ozempic and GLP-1 propaganda tells you everything you need to know about how well they work. Because the New York Post says people who lose weight on Ozempic are viewed worse than people who didn't lose weight at all because you cheated. And again, that's natural stuff, right? That Ozempic stuff that they put in your body, that shot, that's really all natural, isn't it?
Yeah, that Gila monster venom. Yeah, that's really good for you.
What do they call it? Oh, synthetic. Synthetic stuff's good for human bodies, right? It's supposed to be like, you know, I hear what it does, right? I hear it does actually really work. Like, you do lose weight, but here's the kicker.
You know why?
Yeah, you're losing muscle, you're losing bone mass, and then when you gain your weight back, you gain back only fat. So that's
not
fun.
only that. Do you know what else it does to you? So it's I think I'm saying it right. It's the Gila monster stuff from some kind of a dragon or something like that. When you take it, what it's doing is I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it basically doesn't allow you to digest your food. You end up throwing up most of your food, so you're getting absolutely no nutritional value from any of your food because it's not digesting through your system. So that's why people are losing weight, feeling different, and looking like crap, and why people are saying the stuff they do about you know, they're looked at as worse people because they're putting a freaking dragon, I'll just call it dragon's blood or DNA, whatever the Gila monster crap is. They're putting it in their body. That's what's causing the changes. It's literally poisoning their body because, if I'm correct, I think I also saw that if the Gila monster was like to, I guess maybe bite somebody, the stuff's actually poisonous. Literally, it's venom to your body. And it's the results of it causing you to not be able to put your food through and you literally lose weight. They think, oh, you're losing weight. That's a good thing. No, look at the details of it. You lose all nutrition because you don't actually process it through your body, which I'm not trying to bring this back up, but that's actually the whole point of the Feel Great Protocol. It's the opposite. It makes sure you actually are getting all the things in your body and you're losing weight compared to this stuff, which causes you to throw up and not digest your food. Dragon venom. Yep, told you. It says not derived from dragon venom. It's the Gila monster is what I think it's. Gila monster. That's it. Gila monster.
But yeah, it's a synthetic. So it's even worse than that if you think about it. Ozempic is not derived from dragon venom. It is a synthetic or made up fake version medication based on a human GLP-1 hormone, though its development was inspired by Exendin 4, a peptide found in the venom of a Gila monster, a venomous lizard native to the southwest United States, while Komodo dragon venom is being studied for other medical applications like blood thinning. It has no connection to Ozempic. Oh, my word. That Gila.
Yep.
So is that where the GLP-1 comes from? Gila monster?
I guess. But that's horrible. And somebody said in chat, it paralyzes your stomach. Thank you, Jackie One. That's the word I was looking for. It paralyzes your stomach so you're not digesting your food. And that's how you get your nutrients. So if you're taking vitamins and minerals and all that stuff with your pills, you're probably not even going to digest them that way either anymore. So you're getting absolutely no nutritional value to your body, which is, again, why the people that are on it look like skeletons afterwards because they're not even getting their freaking nutrition.
Right.
Crazy.
Unfortunately. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, it's bad. It's really bad. Natural is the way to go. Do it naturally or don't do it at all. This one I thought was interesting. This is from a few days ago, but it's very interesting. I thought May 4th. So did you happen to notice this? UAE and Israel have officially announced their strategic alliance. So, oh God, what was the kicker on this one?
Why does he look fake?
Definitely does. It was right after the, I don't want to say latest round, but it was after one of the talks were pushed off, right? And then Iran went out and started just hitting UAE left and right. And it's like, wait, why would you go after them and not Israel or United States bases? But no, we're going to go after the UAE specifically. So to me, it's just not smart that they're opening up avenues like this. And now it's saying UAE and Israel have officially announced their strategic alliance. And again, I think at the end of the day, they're dealing with their deep state over there as well as we are with ours here. And again, don't know.
Is the UAE the one that left OPEC too?
Was that Saudi Arabia? That UAE?
I don't know why in my head I think it's UAE, and if I'm right on that, that's really interesting that they would both leave that and do an alliance with Israel. That's wow. I didn't hear anything about this part at all. Whoa,
you are spot on, sir.
Yep, thought so.
Did Saudi Arabia do too? I don't know. UAE officially left on May 1st, so maybe that's the reason that they attacked them more than anything. Because again, what does OPEC do? And again, remember the little dive I gave you guys on a 1978 OPEC case having to do with two people who wrote a friend of the court brief for OPEC's side. So they were on OPEC's side, essentially their argument was. And those two people were a guy named Dr. Khalid al-Mansour, who happened to be the advisor to Dopey bin Talal Abdulaziz, who we know as Dopey from the drops and from President Trump. And the other guy just happened to be a guy named Antonin Scalia. You may have noticed he later on in his career turned into a Supreme Court justice. So I wonder if any of this is going back to that type of stuff as well. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and remember the beginning to that information was Dr. Khalid Mansour, who was the advisor to Dopey, called the friggin' ex-attorney for Malcolm X and asked him to do a favor and call Harvard to get Obama into Harvard. And so the many connections, and oh, by the way, that article was written by a guy named Vernon Jarrett, who is Valerie Jarrett's stepfather. Just wild coincidences, right? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, dude. It's just so wild to me. Cannot make it up.
No, you really can't. Well, apparently you can, so.
Wheezy's asking, what do I eat when I eat? So my window from eating, because I'm kind of going a little bit above and beyond, you can have one of these unamate drinks in the morning and then one at lunch with your lunch. But I've always not been much of a breakfast and lunch guy, so I've been skipping breakfast and lunch, and I don't eat until about 8 o'clock at night at least. And so, but when I do, I've been either having a couple of chicken breasts, or I've been having, you might laugh at this, but chicken cordon bleu, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, is chicken breast with ham in the middle and then wrapped with Swiss cheese. And so for whatever reason, I've been cooking those, cutting them open, and then pulling out the ham, throwing the ham away, and then keeping the cheese with the chicken. So that's pretty much yeah. And dude, so I'm like very much of a creature of habit. And so whatever I find something that I like, I usually eat that on repeat. And so most nights it's a chicken breast or a couple chicken breasts or a couple chicken cordon bleus, maybe some couscous. I'm going to start implementing some more salad type of stuff as well, some roughage. But yeah, I'm just not, I'm definitely at a calorie deficit every day. So that's what it is. Calories in, calories out. And one of the major things for me, dude, is, I'm looking at a drink that I've been drinking, 0 calories, 0 sugar versus, 30 something grams of sugar per serving that I was drinking probably at least 80 ounces a day of.
Are you referring to the unamate? I'm drinking mine right now, as always. Skittles.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like, yeah, but that as well as Powerade. I found Powerade Zero Fruit Punch and Powerade Zero Grape are actually tasty. The fruit punch tastes like kind of like Hawaiian punch, and then the grape's pretty good too. Other ones, not so much.
How do they sweeten that up, though, is my question.
Like I said, but yeah, like I said before, I think this one's Splenda or something like that. That's in
Yeah,
it. So
see, that's,
again,
that's your bad stuff, too. That's the other problem.
but then, now we know all the bad things that sugar does to you, right? And then so I'm thinking like, yeah, okay, Splenda's bad and Sweet and Low is probably not good for you, but like, is sugar really the worst thing that's out there? It probably is one of the worst things because when it hits your body, it stops your white blood cells from producing to stop viruses and shit.
I don't know the exact science behind it. I'm not in that area, but I do know this. Cancer feasts off sugar.
Yes.
So the more sugar you put in your body, the more food you give your cancer, if you have it, of course, or if you're on the verge of cancer. Like, sugar's the worst possible thing to put in your body. I mean, yes, don't drink gasoline either, but you know what I'm saying. Food-wise, don't put sugar in your. I don't put it like this in my house. Yes, there are things that have sugar in it. Of course, I buy food like everybody else. I don't have one granule of sugar inside my house. None.
Oh wow.
Yeah, none. So if I need to make something with sugar, I'm not making it because I don't use sugar. I cut that out years ago. I used to drink coffee with a little bit of coffee with my sugar and got down to where I drank no sugar at all. And now I'm actually at the point where I cut it out my diet completely, other than if it's in my food I buy. So.
Oh God, what is this? What is this?
And sugar feeds parasites too, correct.
What is... We knew this day would come. Our buddy, Real AF Patriot here. I don't know what he's posting. Did Trump post a video or say the thing? Because that's weird. He wrote, we knew this day would come. Today's day...
Oh, today's Delta.
Oh,
today's Delta.
Oh,
yep,
okay.
because I know, because I posted out 1333, and that's 1332 is today's Delta.
Yeah, I think that's going to be coming out soon, because it's, like I said, it's all been kind of like dovetailing together quite nicely, and it's all coming back into the fold, dude. So I'm really loving it. Dude, you get anything on not much been out there as far as like Iran the last couple of days? I think maybe they're kind of reorganizing things or doing, whatever is going on, but there's not much coming out of Iran that I've noticed in the last couple of days.
Well, from Fox News, they're just covering the same basic stuff. I'm not seeing anything special that's new. I also think the combination of other things going on, including the stupid hantavirus and whatnot, there's other topics they're covering. But at the same time, I watch Fox all the time for my shows, and they're not leaving Iran alone. So if you're watching mainstream media, you're just getting the same still stories of Iran. But if you're doing the, like, say, your type of research, you're not going to see it as much. So, yeah, there's less going on when you're not on mainstream media. Let's just say that.
Oh, for sure. Check this one out. Do a couple more of these, and then we can wrap up in a little bit.
Oh, hey, what do you know? Fox News. Huh.
It is, and we're going to play this 29-second clip. 29 seconds. Here we go.
Reports indicate that Iran has responded to the U.S. peace proposal to end the war, giving their response to Pakistani mediators. Now, initial reports in Iranian state media indicate their response focuses on ending the war and ensuring security in the Strait of Hormuz. There is no mention of Iran's nuclear program, a key agenda item for the Trump administration. Now, this comes as we're also tracking reports of a cargo ship that was targeted off the coast of Qatar earlier. Reports indicate that Iran has responded.
Interesting, huh? And I don't know why I couldn't find it earlier. Maybe I wasn't looking for it at the time, but I had another story that has to do with something very, very... Here it is, dude. And I'm surprised. I was looking at my notes, and for some reason I must have just scanned over it. But I think you'll find this one very interesting, talking about something they touched on in this last video here. You're going to love this one.
Before you hit play, so I don't forget my thought process. Seeing him say that stuff too, that reminded me, I forgot, that's the other piece of it to Fox News as well, is that they are saying that they're trying to bring more of the end to the war. So that was actually on point with that. So yeah, I've been hearing about Iran nonstop, but they're also at the point of trying to say they're trying to end it. So there's a positive flip to it. How about that?
Heck yeah. Well, we got a little positive flip here as well. Take a listen or a look to this. I can't really see what it is too good here, but still picture. In a joint effort with the Venezuela and IAEA, which is the international nuclear deal, support, the United States has safely removed and transported all remaining enriched uranium, about 13.5 kilograms, enriched to just above 20% U-235, from the shutdown RV-1 research reactor near Caracas in Venezuela. So they got some uranium there, and remember, he wants the dust from Iran.
Yes. Oh, okay. So that's where I was going to say, it's amazing how we're trying to, I just brought up how they're trying to end the stuff with Iran. One of the key pieces to it is that uranium dust. And now we're hearing that we just got it from Caracas, not Iran of all places.
Yep.
That's kind of funny and weird. It's like, look here, not there. So are they trying to tell us that we're actually not going over to Iran to get the uranium, but we're actually going to Caracas to get the uranium? It goes into all those things. It's look here, look there. Everything's upside down and backwards. We're not seeing what we're really being presented with. That's pretty wild right there.
Yeah, Hulk played this yesterday. Did you ever hear any of this, dude? This is so bad.
And a miserable groan from the pain that you felt when I was born. Always for the oven with this burning heat where she stood.
It's the Mr. T Mother song.
I pity the fool.
Where was it? Indict your Comey. Well, what they tried to do. See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about, dude. I think it's so funny when they sit there and they tell us that, Trump's going after his political rivals. It's disgusting what they're doing. It's like, we were alive for the last 10 years, right? Like, we saw what you guys did. We have it all.
President Trump, are you worried now that the next time there's a Democratic president, they will indict your FBI director or people in your administration?
That's what they tried to do, right? They did it with me. For 4 years, they went after me. They went after me for 4 years, and that doesn't include the 4 great years that we had in the White House. So when I ran it from, 2016, when we won, it began before I got to office. You know that. Wait a minute. Before I came to office, I started hearing rumors about Russia. I said, what the hell do I have to do with Russia? Nothing. And then it got worse and worse, and some of the fakers, not you, but some of the fake news picked it up and they loved it. And we went through a long time with that. And despite that, we had a great first term.
Because that's how it went, where they made you go and take a mugshot. Is this more about justice or is it about revenge?
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. It's about justice. It's also about the fact that you can't let this go on. They are sick, radical left people, and they can't get away with it. And Comey was one of the people. He wasn't the biggest, but he's a dirty cop. He's always been a dirty cop. Everybody knew it. And it's, as far as the case is concerned, he gave an answer. It was just...
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And that's their projection all the time, too. It's 100% projection. Oh, are you worried about them coming after you after you're gone? What, did you forget about how they came after me this entire freaking time since I said I was running for president?
Hello. Did you forget? I mean, we didn't forget. So I just laugh at it whenever I see them trying to prod them to say, oh, Trump's going after his political rivals, right? It's like, oh my God, please, people, like, we've been down this road. We've seen this game before, and we know what they do.
And how many times are we going to say it today? Repeats necessary.
Yep, and they are, for this very reason. And I, it's not as fast as we would have wanted it, but the timeline has to be the way it has to be, because I think they've wargamed the crap out of this to the point where they understand, this amount of people has to be awoken before we can, kind of proceed with what we need to do. Because like I've said before, when I was at my 40-hour gig there and I would ask people like about politics, like literally out of like 80 people, maybe 2 or 3 of them heard about Q, like in the peripheral, like, very much on the outside. And most people didn't really care what they were doing to Trump either. So most people are pretty blind to this stuff at the end of the day. And that's why we're here, to kind of spread this out. And that's why I would humbly request that you guys hit the thumbs up to help us get on the leaderboard. But also, we're going to give you some homework. I'm going to give them some homework, Matrix, which is share this video with somebody who is not in our sphere, shall we say, or person that doesn't look into this stuff as deeply as we do. Share this stuff out to folks. And get this stuff out of our echo chamber. As much as we do have a great community here, we do have a bit of an echo chamber where we're just kind of sharing amongst ourselves, and we need to get outside of that. So, like for me, dude, I'll sit there. If I'm sitting in line with people, I'll start talking about, whatever it might be, just to gauge them. And I've been doing a little bit more of that here, even in the face of being a heavily liberal town. Heavily, bro. But
yeah, and you go out and hang out with your buddies and whatnot too. You have a son. You go, you were in public and whatnot. You probably have an ability to talk to a bunch of people. I'm an introvert. I'm not out as often, so I don't actually have the fun of going out in public and doing that as much. But that will be changing here shortly, because I don't care what people know. I've been without a vehicle for some years now because of my whole shitty situation I ended up in, because I'm stupid and got drunk and had a breakup. But it's anyway, yeah. This.
It's funny that you say that, dude, because it's I'm always like, hey, how's it going? Hey, whatever. And I'm pretty much talking to everybody. You know what I mean? When I go out, if I pass by them.
I see you that way too. And that's the whole thing, is what I'm mainly doing when I'm out is, of course, every week I'm out playing disc golf and whatnot. I'm around with just my buddies. And those buddies are already on the same page as me. So I have nobody new that I talk to. I purposely steer away from having the conversations in public as of right now. And the only reason why is I go 0 to 100. I have a hard time just being like, oh yeah, do you know about this or this? I just go, yeah, they're eating babies. What? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. So yeah, it's like, I have that issue. So it's better that I just try not going into the public and saying, hey, did you hear about this? Because, yeah, I'm not good for that.
It's funny, too, because when I do, too, my son's always like, he gets embarrassed. And I've been trying to break him of that for a while. And he's like, how come you're always like talking to people? It's so embarrassing. I'm like, and I'll even say that to like them. I'm like, am I embarrassing you right now? And she'd be like, no, why? I'm like, oh, because my son thinks, me talking and being friendly with people is embarrassing. And she's like, no, nothing wrong with what you're saying. You're being friendly. I'm just like, dude, see, like, don't. And I try to, drill into his head, because I understand how, being a teenager, kids are more self-conscious than anything about, oh, do I look this way? Do I think that way? Are people thinking about me? And there's a quote that I always butcher, but it's the point of it is more, is more the point, which is something along the lines of like, you would, oh God, it's a quote that talks about how little people think about you. Like if you thought about, oh God, I gotta get you the quote, because I'm just butchering it here. Quote on how little people think of you. Think of you. There we go. Let's see.
Light it up, everybody.
All right, here it is. Yep. Smoke them if you got them. All right, so, and when I tell him this, I do get the actual quote so I don't butcher it, but I said, you'll worry less about what people think about you when you realize how seldom they do. Right, because when you're growing up, like I don't know if you remember, like I remember going out with it was like the 6th grade or something like that. I asked this girl, "You want to go out with me?" And we were dating in the 6th grade, right? And then I think I didn't do my homework that day, so I couldn't go out for recess. And she sent her friend to break up with me after recess. And I remember like, everybody's going to know about this. And oh my, because when you're little, everything feels like the end of the world, right?
Yep.
And so I try to relay that to him about, like, listen, you might think like when you're a teenager, everybody's looking at you and judging you 24/7. And that's why I try to get to him. Like, you'll worry less about what people think about you when you realize how seldom they actually do think about you. So in other words, people aren't critiquing you 24/7, buddy. Just live your life.
Yeah, they're not critiquing you 24/7 until you have a TV or a show on the internet that everybody critiques you on. So yeah, you're good, kid.
Oh, dude, my favorite one was a couple of weeks ago. Somebody's like, "Your outro video is too long," and I left a comment like, "Yeah, the video's done. The show is done. That's just extra for you guys at the end. And oh, by the way, the show's ended, so you can literally click." Pause or get off the site at any point. Nobody's making you stay to watch to the end. It's like, is your life that bad that you have to complain that my outro was too long? Like, come on.
No, okay, so with you saying that, my intro, okay, by the way, my show is average 6 to 8 hours. So the percentage of my show that my intro takes up is very small. But my intro on Monday through Friday averages 20 minutes. Why? I have my intro, or my pre-show, my intro number, my intro 1, intro 2, and then I have a Trump speech. That's right there, takes up 10 minutes. Then I say hello while the other thing loads, and I have about a 10-minute video I start my shows with. I have a 20-minute intro 5 days a week minimal to my shows. So when people complain to me about it, I just laugh at them and say, then change the channel, go somewhere else. I don't care what you think. Why? Because this is my show, and if you don't like it, go somewhere else. That's how I feel.
You can always click off, and then, we've had that too in the past where people are like, oh, I don't like this video, I'm leaving. And like during a live stream, but then you see him like 5 minutes later. It's like, oh, I'm out of here. This sucks. And it's like, yeah, we get what you're trying to do. You're trying to say you don't like it and try to bring a bunch of people with you. Well, we've seen this game, and we've seen many games just like it over the last many years. Dude, we need to get back into doing something that we used to do back in like 2018 that used to be super fun, which is, it's not going to be done on Rumble because there's not really many liberal channels, if any, that I've seen on Rumble. But on, like, say, YouTube, you take everybody, like, say we did it right now, right? Like, I'll drop Matrix's link, and then we'll go into Matrix's chat, and then we'll start talking to his people and say, Trump's a jerk-off or whatever. And then we say, no, well, really, this is what happened. So we flood, like, a liberals channel with a couple thousand people, and then we start hitting them with facts. While they try to say their BS, we hit them with facts. And so that used to be fun. We used to raid other chats and go into there and they didn't know what the hell. Oh, we just got an extra like 2,000 people just jumped in the room. What the hell happened?
I actually remember you guys doing that. I remember that. That is actually a great idea.
Those were the days. But I think, to get out of our echo chamber, we should get back into that. And maybe we'll do sometime next week. Dude, maybe during the show, that'd be fun. If anybody can find a show that's on Sunday between like 1 and 4, 1 and 4:30, that's like a liberal channel. We'll jump in there and do it mid-show. Even if it's only for like 10, 15 minutes or something like that, we can come back and report here. That'd be hilarious.
That, or what you do is you just, after the show is over, you raid your entire stream over there, and you like kind of what we're talking about now. You have everybody in the chat go in there and not cause trouble, but stick to our guns and, like you said, provide facts to everything they're saying and just trounce on their entire show. See, I don't follow any liberals, so I'd have to literally take advice from other people to find channels to be able to do that too, because I have 0 channels I follow like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know who. I wouldn't even know who to raid right now, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll definitely take ideas for next week for sure. If you guys come up with any, send me an email, or if you know anybody that's live, we'll hit them up for sure. But we do some thank yous, and then as stated earlier, I got to go take a ride all the way 20 minutes past my hometown. And again, dude, did I tell you I got a $25 moving violation when I had a rental? I still can't figure out what would be so cheap that would be a $25 ticket.
No.
Yeah, when I was looking for a car a few weeks ago, car that I didn't end up getting, I got a different car, but apparently I got it from Enterprise. They said, oh, the car you rented either got a moving violation or went over a toll. And I'm like, well, I definitely didn't go into any tolls. And then it said it's the city I grew up in, Warwick, that gave me what they call the moving violation for $25. And I'm like, what was I doing? 26 and a 25? Like, not that I'm complaining it's only $25, but like I've never seen a speeding ticket that's $25 ever in my life. Just never seen it.
That's really weird.
Really, really weird. Well, over here on the pilled side of things, here, I would like to. That's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, Mr. T. Maybe I should get Mr. T screen. Sorry, even though he's still. And this guy looks like Hunter Biden to a certain extent.
Oh no, nobody can see your screen on my side, so
okay.
I got it covered up.
Actually, I think my side. Okay, yeah, my side's open. Let's see. We're going over tier. Geesh. Starting us off over here is Punk Q Rocker 4Q dropped the 300 and always ending in 17 gold pills. Appreciate that one there, Punk Q Rocker. Just Jay gifted the cookie. No message on that one. Thank you. Bois Blanc with the cookie. No message on there, but thank you, Terry. No thanks, Joe with the cookie says, hey, Space Shot, good to see you, friend. Hope all is well with you and your son. Thanks for all your hard work. God bless and be safe. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. And we're doing good. He's out with his friends on the scooter, riding around town on his $800 scooter that he bought himself. I want one of those things. It's badass, dude. Actually, the company's called Awesome, and it is a pretty awesome scooter.
That's funny.
It is, dude. I mean, it's got brake lights. It's got a signal. It's got disc brakes, dual disc brakes in the front and the rear. So it's very, very safe as far as what it does. I don't like that it goes 40 miles an hour, but that's why he wanted it, of course, just like his dad. Wanted to go fast. Want to go fast. One Thunder with the cookie. Thank you for that, One Thunder. And then Sean Joe, Space Squad member with the can. Appreciate that, brother. No message on there. And then Dale Bercier, Space Squad member with the ship, says boom with Q's in the middle. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 brother. Appreciate that, Dale. And then Sean Joe is dropping a cookie, and then Sean Joe dropped another cookie, and then Sean Joe dropped another cookie. Appreciate that, brother. And then Dale Bercier just gifted a 1-month bronze tier subscription out, and then he did it again, and then he gifted another bronze tier subscription again. And then Ben Q. Lurkin claimed one of those. Lizzie B claimed the other one. Bean is me claimed another one there. And then I think I got this right here. I've been telling you for a while. I couldn't figure out who it was, Matrix, or how to say it here. Right.
Oh, Gigi.
Yeah. I was like, I don't. What the hell? So it's Gigi B working it. Huh? I think it only took me like 5 months, but I think I got it. Sean Joe with the cookie over there, and then Sean Joe with another cookie over there. Thank you guys so very much. I'm going to release those scratchings right now, and we are no longer on the D Live, so we do not need anything over there.
Boom time. Oh, and you got any rumbles you need to do still?
I think we're good on there. No, we're not good on there.
There you go.
Yes, we are not good on there. So I did thank you. Thank again earlier from Tron for rating, and then Jules Patriot with the $50 Enjoy Your Sunday Show rant from earlier, and then Tony BA with the Great Weekend $10 Rumble rant, and then Jules Patriot again came in with the $10 rant, says, I enjoy you and Matrix together. Yay. Yeah, I have a blast on this show, absolutely, as well. And then last but not least is Josie Ann gifted out 5 subscriptions to the channel, which greatly helps my my success or my chances of success over here. So we do appreciate you guys all over here. And yes, I am all set over here on Rumble, sir.
Awesome sauce. All right, on the pilled side over here, guess who we have? We have starting us off is
Lizzie B.
I'm glad to see that that is flying around. I hear a lot of people doing that. Let Lizzie. Yep, exactly. Thank you, Lizzie B. Punk Q Rocker for Q. Thank you for that 317 gold pills. Max Force came in with that 420 gold pills. Y'all know what that means. Thank you, Mac. Too manyism. Thank you for that cookie. And we have a no thanks Joe sighting. Thank you for that cookie, good sir, and says, thank you for your Sunday work, brother Matrix. It's a pretty hard, chill day for me, but I want to let you know I appreciate you both, you and Spaceshot. God bless and be safe, my man. Thank you very much, no thanks, Joe. He always has like the best little things he puts out with his cookies or whatever he puts out there. I love it. Dognut. Yes, every time. Dognuts10, thank you for that cookie, good sir. Ms. Information, thank you for that cookie. And then Sean Joe with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back cookies. Thank you very much, Sean Joe. And then No Thanks Joe just popped in 2 seconds ago with another cookie and says, by the way, Matrix, I forgot to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Well, I'm not a mother, but thank you, good sir. Very much. And yes, I'll say that myself, though. Very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including my mother, if she happens to be tuning in right now. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, especially, though, if you're a female with a baby, not a male acting like a woman. I don't think so. That doesn't count.
I'm going to say happy mother. Let me see. I got to switch my microphone here for a second. Not this one. Property. Yes, properties. Matrix may not hear anything different, but the stream might hear a little fan or whatever, but you also should be able to hear this. Hear that little rattling. I think that's my mother. So happy Mother's Day, Mother. So I have a little bit of a, what do you call it? Like a mini urn that us boys got when she passed away. So she cremated, and I have some of her ashes in a little thingy here. So she's right here with me.
Oh, nice. My dad's in my hand right now. I have my dad in a little urn. Yeah.
Pretty broadcast. There we go. Okay, back to the no background noise. But yes, I hope you all you wonderful mothers out there have a wonderful Mother's Day, and hopefully the men or little guys in your life are making your day easier, as they should. So remember, if they're not, tell them Spaceshot and Matrix said it's Mother's Day, and you guys should be making my day easy, where I should just be sitting, relaxing all day, and you guys should be bringing me food and taking care of the day-to-day stuff today. That's what should be done today.
Correct. And real quick, Just Jim, thank you for that cookie at the very last second. Good sir, good seeing you.
Sure. So, sir, anything else you want to thank on the way out of here? Are we all good and caught up on that one?
Oh, I think we're all good. Just want to thank everybody for being here. Don't forget to smack that red pill or that thumbs up, depending on which side you guys are on. And yeah, get us on that leaderboard, and we will be back again next Sunday, as we typically are.
I see we got this guy is on. It's chapter 4, the Knights Templar and the Yeshua Scroll, 8-hour video.
Yeah, chapter 4, by the way.
He's chapter 4 of an 8-hour video, so that means that's 32 hours.
It's actually right about 30, because one of them was only about 6 hours long, so.
All right, well, good. We got 8-track there, Mark, Parallel Media. So if you guys are ever looking, for the leaderboard or whatever, hopefully I'm probably blocking this. If you're ever looking for the thing here, but here's Matrix leaderboard from 23 hours ago. But you guys just click up there, click on premium, and then click on leaderboard, and we'll give you all the leaders here. It'll give you, we got Dave Newstrees in there, Rambo.
1 and 3, nice.
Yeah, and then it'll give you a couple rows of these. Just click the view all, and then it'll give you in single form. So check this out, and hopefully, due to your guys' thumbs up, me and Matrix will be in the top 15 in maybe 3 hours from now, hopefully. But
right.
But yeah, again, happy Mother's Day. Great show as usual, Matrix. Always a blast here. The mods, we do appreciate your help greatly. And I will be back tomorrow evening for Hold the Line episode 208, I think it is. But I think I'm going to have to go over to the in-laws unless they get the internet fixed. But that's not your concern. Just know that I'll be live at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. But With that said, again, great show, brother. Always a blast here on these Sundays. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and the mothers, a wonderful rest of your Mother's Day. And, of course, we do appreciate each and every last one of you wonderful world patriots for tuning in out there. And until that next one, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right. It's brackets and jackets. Bringing it back for brackets and jackets. Special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks. Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see, this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh, boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jacket's Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is brackets and jackets for the denizens of islands.